Raider Nation, what is good? We got a special guest today. We got Jeff in the building, man, from NE Raider Boosters.
What's going on? How we doing today?
Doing good, man. Good. Ready, man. Excited to have you on. Been watching the
Appreciate
content. Very good, good content. Excited for the
Appreciate it.
show. Definitely so.
I'm looking forward to it. When you reached out to me the other day, I was like, "Oh, this would be a good show." I'm definitely down. You're like, "You want to come on?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll come on. Let's do it.
Hell yeah,
Get
let's
ready."
do it. There's a lot to talk about, man. But
Yeah, been a busy off season, that's for sure so far.
definitely so. We definitely got work to do. We definitely have work to do. But trust. Well, I remember we were saying in Telesco we trust. Telesco no longer is here, so I guess in
Nope.
the Raiders we trust.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, it's like last week was like this time last week. It was everybody was all up in arms on Tuesday, because after the Monday press conference, everybody felt good, and then comes Tuesday afternoon, it's a complete different story. AP's go on, and then a press release comes out from the team that Telesco's position is safe. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, at least we're keeping one of them. Figure we know his tendency in the draft, so we can kind of get an idea. And then 48 hours later on Thursday, poof, he's gone. It's like, all right, now, what the hell are we doing? It's. I mean, I get why they let him go. Now that you think about it, because it's a more enticing proposition to offer, a new head coach coming in here or a potential new head coach by, telling them, hey, look, all positions are open. We'll bring a GM that's going to work with you. You'll have a say in the GM, obviously, I'm sure, because I can't imagine them hiring a GM first. Maybe they will, but who knows?
Especially after we made that mistake last time. Like it's hard to say because I think before we had narrowed it down, I think to when it was the hardball or were we going to try to keep Pierce, and it just I don't know, it just didn't go. It felt like it wasn't. I don't know. It's chemistry, Like even with we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
With Ziegler, I liked Ziegler. I of course Josh had to go, but Ziegler I felt was doing okay. Was I for the most part I thought, and then I liked Telesco. I thought Telesco picked a good tight end. He picked someone that was a gamer. If we could get people with that type of caliber, we just need a couple more with that type of caliber, and we will be okay with that Brock Bowers. You know what I mean? DNA. We need that. You know what I mean? But then they get rid of them, so it's like I'm confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I thought I knew what we should be doing, but I guess they have something else planned. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just threw a monkey wrench into everything that everybody thought we were going to be doing for the off season. So we're right back to square one again here. Searching for a coach, searching now for a GM again. It's interesting. I mean, they're giving us content to talk about. That's obvious. I mean, keeping us busy.
Man,
I guess that's the way to look at it. It's a bonus in a way.
yeah. Man, we're not boring like the Patriots, you know what I mean? Where it's like
No.
nothing, nothing going on, but those other kind of scandals. But Raider Nation, we have Morris in the building. I know if you know, you know what I'm saying?
He's OGs. No, the real ones, no. The real ones, no. Okay, I don't even need any. I was surprised. I just was randomly paying. I'm like, wait a second, I'm on screen right now. What the hell? Like, I was a little surprised. The way I was like waiting for introductions, like, I don't need any introductions. I'm here. I'm ready.
Yeah, like definitely always a pleasure, man. Like, yeah, it's we should be used to change. I mean, it seems like this happens.
Too used to change. Too used to change.
Yeah,
this is like 20 years of change. Jesus,
Yeah.
It's just never ending.
Yeah,
like how much more as Raider fans can we endure? It's.
Yeah,
it's like, I'll tell you right now, if we got to go through another year like we just went through, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, so
I don't think I can handle.
That was
Couldn't
my
handle another year like that.
oh, this one, like we were saying, this one was painful. This one was, because we've done a lot of losing in our history, but it wasn't like this.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
even those McDaniel years where the first year, where remember we were close, like the six or seven games we were close, and just at the end we didn't get it done. But where we felt like we weren't that bad, we were still a good team. We just weren't finishing. But see, this year just felt like there was nothing we could stand on that we did good. We didn't have a running game. The
God, the
passing
running game
game
was
was,
so bad. Oh my God,
man,
it was so bad.
I mean, which quarterback are we going
Particularly,
to talk about?
particularly until before Getsy was gone. That was
Mhm.
dog shit, just complete dog.
Yeah,
But even the whole season, it really wasn't that good. But first half of the
Yeah.
season, the run game, oh my God.
yeah. Because Zamir White, and
He showed good things the year
Yeah.
before. He showed good things. It's like what happened? What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. Well, like they say, running backs come a dime a dozen. We could get
Yeah.
another.
Well,
We can get another one, right? Yeah, but
well,
we're still,
like Leo says all the time, it's like we got catfish by Zamir.
yeah.
What we saw at the end of the year
Yeah.
and the way that he
Yeah.
was coming into the new season, it was like, hey, we're going to be
all
good.
those muscle shots and
all
that,
the videos and stuff, bro. Did you guys see him where he was just? It wasn't anything like he was flexing. He was just on a horse, and he just looked like a fucking tank. He looked like a literal tank. Like it just this
tell him get on
insane
that horse and get up out of here.
Yeah, you can ride. You can ride. You can ride the Broncos country, man. You can ride the Broncos country, okay?
That's sad. I could see him in that ugly orange and blue too.
I can see Zamir as a Bronco.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Well, at least we know what he does. I mean, hey, you'll just run straight. Just
he ride him. He ride him.
Yeah, I said it earlier in the season. It's like, does the kid's ankles even work? It's like he can't change direction. It's
there's no. It's just.
It's either
is that an offensive lineman's butt in front of me? Nope, run right into it. Boom.
He's like, boom. Yeah, that was funny when I seen, because he had two holes, and he chose to run into the back of his lineman. I'm like, that's crazy. You could have went left, big hole to the left, hole to the right, but no, you went your lineman's butt.
Yep,
crazy.
Straight.
It's either jet sweep or into his own line. Jet sweep or into his own line.
Yeah, it came together. Like Abdullah started coming, like towards the end of the season.
Bring back Abdullah.
Yeah,
That's a locker room guy. That's a
culture
guy.
Yeah. I'm fine with him coming back, in all honesty, because he'll give you that veteran presence in the backfield. And not for nothing, he's a great pass receiver. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. I mean, he showed it the last few games of the season, especially.
Well, last few games of the season. If we're going
second to last game, not the very last game.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, I know we talked about, we're talking about running back, but I definitely want to start with the quarterback. Like, what quarterback do you guys think we can bring in? Because like, I don't, even with if we draft a quarterback and all that, I don't think, because Tom Brady was talking about, he thinks it's a crime that they bring these quarterbacks in and they just start them right away, because he feels like they still need to develop and still need to get right. So like, I still feel like we're gonna try the veteran thing, I think, one more time. Which from the last experience and the experience before that kind of makes me a little nervous. But what do you guys think? What quarterback that's available in free agency or dream scenario can help us next year?
I can tell you who I don't want. That's going to be a free agent, and he played Monday night. Is everybody that wanted Sam Darnold? I'll tell you what. The last two games, just watch those, and you're going to be like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah,
good. I mean, got sacked 9 times last night. Yeah, granted, I know it has a lot to do with who they played against and the offensive line, but you can't avoid a few of those. I mean, 9 sacks. Even our quarterbacks didn't get sacked that much in a game this season. And our line was horrible.
Yeah, remember that
You
game?
know?
Aiden had like 6, or he got sacked, like, or was that Aiden? He got sacked like 6 times or something like that.
I
Where,
know his first. I know his first game. He got a welcome.
yeah,
Well, welcome to the NFL,
but
Vikings. I
hey,
feel
it
bad.
makes he's all but 9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It makes
when I looked at when I looked on the defensive for the scoreboard on the box score last night, and I'm like 1.5, 2 sacks, 1.5. I'm like, holy shit! I'm adding all these up.
Mm.
I'm like, God damn, 9 sacks. That's insane. I mean, that's 9 points if you're doing fantasy football. 9 points
Oh
just in sacks
man,
alone is usually
oh,
unheard of.
ooh,
That's like shit.
like 9.
In
Yeah,
that high scoring offense 2 weeks in a row only gets 3 field goals a game. I mean, come on.
yeah,
He looked off.
yeah.
And all these people that were like, oh, we should bring Sam Donald in.
Yeah. Do you think what do you think the Vikings do with him? Do you think they try to have him battle it out
3
with
weeks ago, I would
JJ?
have thought they would have kept him. I don't know now. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
going to do.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, he collapsed down the end towards the end there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they'll probably still keep him. I mean, just you got to base it on what he did for the season. He still had a great season. I can't take that away from him.
Definitely. So he played the whole thing too. So
I was hoping the Vikings would do well so that we could just, like, I don't know, trade a second for JJ. Like, yeah, you can run with Sam Darnold, who I'm a fan of, but then hey, if you want some value off of JJ because Sam Darnold's going to be your guy, we'll just give you our second, a high second.
yeah.
For JJ, I wouldn't.
Mhm.
I'd personally, I'm even still on board that trade. But if I'm the Vikings, I'm not sure if I want to give away JJ McCarthy for a second. I'm not sure if I want to do
I
that.
definitely don't want him either.
Damn.
McCarthy. See,
No,
I just
mean, he came
Yeah.
off a major ACL repair surgery.
Thank you.
I've had my ACL replaced not once but twice,
Mhm.
and I know what it was like when I was finally told that okay, you can resume your normal activities and everything. I was still hesitant.
Mhm.
I ice to this day, and that knee surgery was 20 something years ago.
Mhm.
Ice to this day, still like I get hesitant because that's how I did it. I snapped it on the ice.
Ooh.
I still am afraid when we get ice underneath the snow, especially because you don't know what's there.
Mhm.
So now you're talking about NFL playing conditions, and you're going to go and test that knee. It's always in the back of your mind
Mhm.
that one wrong move and it's going to go again.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want that on the team. His confidence he's going to be a little shaky.
We tend to do that a lot. Like we when somebody's hurt or we'll try to throw so like, oh man, we can get this person.
805.
Like, and I want healthy people, man. I want people not coming back from unless it's Adrian Peterson or somebody like that. But you know what I'm saying? But I want people that are healthy. And that's where we just have to, for one, draft better, draft these type of people. You know what I mean? It's like instead of
Yep.
we wait till they go to someone else's roster, either get hurt or do good, and then it's expensive or but like Bryce Young, remember when Bryce Young was struggling? I was hoping we were going to throw something that way, like, and then just see what he's got. He's young, whatever, and then he started improving, and I'm like, damn, there goes that. We could have got him for cheap, and you know what I mean? While he was kind of doing bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I as far as a veteran that's out there, I know people are talking about, what's Pittsburgh going to do? They got 2 quarterbacks. They got to make a decision because they can't keep both.
Yeah.
They had both going into this year, but comes next year, they got to make a decision there too.
Gotta go with your guy. Gotta roll with your guy. Choose the guy and roll with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still 100% with giving ALC 12 the shot for next year until we develop somebody.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I really feel as though he can get it done with the right pieces around him, especially an old line.
Yeah, because even in the draft, that would be better for us because it wouldn't put the pressure on. Oh, we got to get a quarterback. We could just get some weapons. We can get like T-Mac Burden from Missouri, just a weapon to put with Bowers. Because I love Brock, but our tight end cannot be our number one receiver. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like that just can't. I mean, it's cool it happened this year for him, beautiful, but that can't keep happening. We can't have him being the rock star. So let's get some
shout out Darren Waller. Shout out Darren Waller.
Yeah. Hey, shattered. We're shattered.
Well, if you keep forcing him to be the main target in the passing game, we're going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's not going to have a long career because he's just going to be so abused.
Yeah.
We definitely need a bona fide
kid,
number one because
Yeah.
Jacoby fell into the number one position because Devontae was like, traded away. And he did a great job stepping up, but he's definitely a legit number 2 wide receiver.
He
Yeah,
barely made
you know?
1,000 yards. He barely made 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
But you know what? He still did what he needed to do,
Yeah.
filling in that, filling
shout
that
out
void because
Jacoby.
our other 2 wide receivers are so damn small.
Yeah, see, and
You know?
that was my thing. I mean, they're cool for gadgets and stuff like that, but we need some weapons that our quarterbacks can see, can get the ball to, and it's like we need taller. That's why I like the kid T-Mac,
I do
6'5",
too.
give him a big target to hit. I mean, with him, Bowers, Myers, come on, we can't lose like that. But
Yeah. Honestly, like I wouldn't even mind. I need to do more research on the quarterbacks and stuff, but I wouldn't even mind like get the best guy available with a first pick, and then just draft like whomever quarterback in the 2nd through 4th round. Let him develop under Aiden O'Connell while freaking Aiden O'Connell's developing. We're double dipping. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. You think we're gonna miss twice? Like damn.
Well, let me ask you this: number 6 pick. Who do you think is going to be there for us? Let's put this: who would you want at number 6?
I mean,
Any player?
My guy's T-Mac. I'm going T-Mac.
Yeah,
let me look at it. Let me look.
Yeah, I'm going McMillan. Because that's something we don't have. We need a big target, like something, and it's not like he's gonna be the difference and all that, but he's gonna be another weapon because we got to keep up, man. Like everyone's getting better, and our tight end is our number 1 threat. You know what I mean? So that means we got some work to do. We got to get some receivers in here that can, because like you said, Myers is cool, but I want Myers to be the number 2. We should have someone, we had it with Devontae. That didn't work, but we can't keep trying.
I don't miss him. I don't miss Devontae at all.
Yeah.
I keep Devontae 4 years ago.
Yeah.
With a little different situation, I would have been okay. But I mean, he wasn't the same this year either.
Yeah,
and I agree with 805. Brock being on number 1, he only got us 4 wins. As much of an impact as he had on this team.
Yeah.
It didn't help us win anything other than those 4 games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mac seems like the best. Seems like BPA, but I mean Abdul Carter. I mean, how do you say no to Abdul Carter? Mason Graham, bro. Other good guys, Kelvin Banks, bro. I mean, fuck it. If they think he's good, Ashton Genty, he's small, but he can ball.
I'm not sold on Genty.
Yeah, like after the last, I think it was the last couple games. Well, I don't know. It's because the running back thing, I think. Because it starts with that line. That line's got to.
That is true.
We got to fix that line. Because I was looking at was it Buffalo? Buffalo has a bulky line. They were getting kind of.
Hey, look at the Lions line. Look at the Lions line.
I was like, damn, like and then our guys look so small. That's what I'm saying. We got to bulk. We got to bulk up. We got to get our guys, pushing people around. Because then if we run the ball, because Aiden's not supposed to be throwing the ball 35, 40, sometimes. We're supposed to be running the ball, pounding people. And then when Aiden's got to do his thing, he does his thing. You know what I mean?
And that's the other problem, too. We had no running game. So, I mean, I know everybody, the people that want a running back, they want Genty. There's so many running backs in this draft that we could take a flyer
really
in the.
This is great.
Yeah, we can take a flyer in the second, well, second round, we should be going for a quarterback, to be honest with you. We can go into the 3rd round and beyond and still get, a serviceable, really good quarterback. I think at number 6, I have a feeling there's going to be possibly one of these 3 guys available, and I'd be fine with all 3 of any one of the 3. But my ultimate number 1, if he's there, is Carter. I would rather have him right off the bat if he's there. Then the other one is T-Mac or the kid Johnson from Michigan, the cornerback. I think those are the 3 that if any one of those 3 are there at number 6, I think they're all plug and play. Every single one of them. They're all going to be immediate starters. I mean, if you watch anything to do with Carter, I mean, it's not going to take much for that kid to be starting pretty much day 1. And if Max is still here, you're playing him on the opposite side. I mean, who do you double team? We need, if we're going to keep Max, and Max keeps getting double team, if we don't have a legit threat on the other side, those double teams are going to continue. But now if everybody's singling up on him. And now you have Christian Wilkins comes back 100%. You got him in the middle disrupting shit. You know,
Right.
you have Jason in there to switch in and out. Then you have
Bring back
Spillane still
Coots.
there.
Bring back
pre-resign.
Coots.
Yeah.
You know, Koontz. I mean, if he comes back 100%,
Yeah.
you know, good to go. You know, so I mean, the defense could be set up, and it's only going to take like one good player and maybe a cornerback in there.
Yeah.
You know, the
That-
offense that's where the draft needs to be built this year is
Yes.
the offense. The offense was so lackluster last year, and it starts with the O line.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely starts with the O line. The O line was atrocious except for 3 guys.
Yeah. I'm hoping in free agency we take care of that damn line. Like we get because when they moved JPJ to center, I like that move. I'm glad that it worked because we're like I was hoping that it wouldn't be a fail, but it actually worked. So we need to fill his old spot. Parnham's been not, he kind of showed some
He
flashes.
gets the job done. Parham gets the
Yeah.
job done. He was surrounded by rookies, both sides of him, right? So he
Who,
was having
Parham?
Parham, yeah, Dylan Parham.
Yeah.
I don't. If you, Morris, you probably haven't seen any. If you watch any of my shows that I've been on since
Were you
like
clown,
maybe
you
week
clowning
4,
Parham?
I murder the kid in my comments about him. I just
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just god awful. You know,
Yeah.
I played offensive line in high school and semi-pro and everything. So I mean, I kind of when I watch the games, I tend to key on the offensive line more than the skill position plays because that's what I'm more accustomed to. And I played center for years, and I watch what Parham does when he comes off the line. He comes off at he doesn't stay low. First of all, he ends up most of his time kind of bent half backwards. He's light too. He's not a big heavy dude at guard.
Yeah.
You know, we're good with Glaze. We're good with JPJ. Colton Miller. We're going to need to think about long-term replacement for him, the groom behind him, because we lose him next year, after next season.
Yeah, he
so
might.
We got to pick up in free agency a guard on either side,
Mhm.
and then fill what we can in the draft. And we need depth. You know, Parham. I'm sorry, but he's got to go. Him and James.
I was waiting for you to finish, and then I was gonna say, so offensive lineman, why
What's up,
was
Barney?
James spending most of his time on the ground? Like that's what it's like. Every play, he was just someone pancaked him. Like he's getting up off the ground. It's like he's too light. He's not. His response time is not what it needs to be. I was thinking even try a guard, like see if he can. We can salvage something, but.
Well, and that's kind of what bummed me out too, because when we were struck with the injuries towards the end and they moved JPJ to left guard, so they put James back at center and they had Parham playing right guard. Yeah. So your weakest point in that offensive line were playing side by side.
Yeah.
Why didn't they put him and give him a shot at playing left guard and keep JPG in the middle? So now at least your 2 weakest guys in the offensive line are surrounded. They got strength on either side of them. No, let's put him at center. And let's keep Parham at right guard. And if you watch any of those games when they were playing in those positions, the middle got destroyed.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop shit.
Yeah, they would just get that burst. It feels, especially on third and fourth and ones. That was when we was our worst because we could get down the field and then we'd be driving and then we get to a third and one, get stopped. We're like, oh yeah, well we're not gonna get stopped.
Bro.
Again.
I remember the first Chargers game, bro. Like honestly, man, some people. I'm gonna think that maybe it's a little unpopular. I remember people disagreeing with what was it, Antonio Pierce, like not going for it on 4th and 1 when it's like the 4 other plays before 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1 again. Like it didn't work. Like I don't even blame him for not going on 4th and 1 because it's like we clearly just it's a 0% play, I guess. 4th and 1 is a 0% play for us. So
where was Dalton Wagner this year? I wanted to see, what I'm saying? Like I wanted to see something different. Like just let's mix it up. Let's find an answer. There's an answer somewhere on this team. We just have to shuffle some things, and if these 2 work, okay, let's find these other 3, and then. We shuffled some things with JPJ. That worked. You know what I mean? Glaze, thank goodness. He was, he was a good pick because I know a lot of us question kind of because I know I had players I wanted, but then it was like we go Glaze, and I'm like, well, I guess he's the last tackle in that area. You know what I mean? So Let's do it.
And he worked out beautifully. I mean, when was the last time we hit on 3 picks back in the first 3 rounds?
Oof.
I'll
Ooh.
For
seriously,
my time.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
If it's even ever happened before, to be honest with you, I mean,
I'm
you got to
trying
go
to
way the hell back.
because I'm trying to
OG
think
Al Davis
of the
days.
first. I'm trying to think of the first pick. Oh well, let me see. Who would be the first? You know, because it start with the first pick. I'm like, damn, it's been a long time since we did that one, right?
Cole
Before.
was the last like first round pick we hit on.
Oh, maybe yeah.
Damn,
The very
wait,
first
no,
round.
Josh Jacobs, I guess, was a first round pick that we hit on.
That one won't count because yeah, they had 3. Well, was he the first pick or was
He
he
was
the?
not. He was not. They were like
Yeah, I was
eight
gonna
out,
say.
eight out of, but
Oh,
he
they
was
got
a
it. So they
first
got it
round.
wrong. They got
He
it
was
wrong.
a first round pick. He wasn't the first.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So they got it wrong.
If
Yeah.
you really want to dig deep in the history of this team,
Now look at what Artie
best,
I think said Matt
the
Carr
best
Jackson.
overall first number 1 pick we've ever had as an organization until this year with Brock Bowers, I will say that, was Jim Otto. He was our first pick in the very first draft in 1960 when this team was formed.
Best center all time.
And that's what I mean. That's the last time you had a bona fide number 1 pick that was worth anything. You go back and you look at like Jamarcus Russell, pick number 1. He was horrible.
Oh,
you know, then you go
set the
Todd
franchise
Murray,
back
another one.
years.
You know, Gallery, another one. You know, I mean, Tyree Wilson, another one, picked in the first round.
To me, he's at least showed some upside. You know, I mean, we have him under contract, so you know.
I think the experiment with him has kind of run its course too. To be honest with you, I didn't see enough from him this year. I know he was a little bit better this year than he was last year, obviously, but
he's good in the run, I guess.
Yeah, like
I mean, Brock Bowers was a no-brainer. I didn't expect him to fall to us at number 13, but it was a heavy quarterback needed draft last season.
Yeah, 6 quarterbacks were drafted.
There was no choice. We had no shot at any of those guys. So we did what we should have done.
Yeah.
Old regimes would have reached for a quarterback in that 13th pick, and we would all be sitting there going, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Like we normally do when they make a pick in the first round. You're like, what? Who the hell was that? You know?
Yeah. When they made the Brock pick, I was because I did a live and I was like, damn, that would be nice. You know, we get another weapon to, help us out. Cause I was thinking Mayer and him, and then, and then we had Devontae then and all that. So I was thinking that could
the potential was there.
Yeah, but it was just, it was my typical dream. Cause before I wanted Christian Gonzalez, I wanted, let me see, who was it? I forgot who this year. It was a DB. I feel like this year too, but it was.
Wasn't it Cooper from the Eagles? Didn't he
was one. There was Mitchell. There was.
He went later in the first, though. I think
Kenyon Mitchell, and then there was another guy that was drafted by another team. I forget. It was Kenyon, and there was like 2. It was like you debated. Like,
that's right.
Was the better corner?
I'll tell you
Kenyon
now.
Or was
it was Terrion Arnold and
Terrion Arnold.
Kool-Aid. Yeah, and then I don't think Kool-Aid's, he's starting whatever, but I don't know. He didn't make the impact that but he was coming off injury and all that kind of stuff too. But yeah, you never know. But yeah,
Fuaga, true. Actually, for
Fuaga.
Me, I'll tell my draft story. I was on the phone call with my boss at one point, but he's also a Raiders fan. I was like, wait, the Raiders are about to draft, and by the way, when I even. I actually cheered when Bo Nix was drafted. I'm like, yes, they drafted him. Actually, Bo Nix is better than I expected him to be, but maybe that's just Sean Payton's coaching. I don't know. But I was on the phone. I was like, I literally called it out. I'm like, it's either 2 people we're drafting. We're either drafting Bowers or Fuaga. And we drafted Bowers. I was like, not someone who was that surprised. Like a lot of people were like, whoa, didn't expect this. But it's more that he fell to us. That was the unexpected thing. Not that we actually drafted him.
I mean, you had the people that was still like, why did we draft another tight end? We just took one the year before. All you had to do was watch like 2 games from Georgia the previous season. You knew what you were getting. You knew the kid was phenomenal. So it's not like you were getting a question mark at tight end. You knew this kid was going to come in and have an impact. Did I think he was going to have the season he did this year? Oh, hell no. I didn't think he was going to have over 100, 110 catches, 1,000 yards.
Record-breaking season?
Yeah. No, I didn't think he was going to do that. I don't think anybody really did.
Bro,
but when he started off the way he did, then you started thinking, okay, I mean, let's see where this goes now.
It just kept going up. It just kept going up.
Yeah. Remember that when he was made that one-handed catch in KC?
Which one? I was about to say which
I
one.
know,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Bro, and then he lets out that whoa. I was like, oh yeah, that's that guy. That is the dude.
We
You
need
know
to
what I
get him
mean?
in the end
Like,
zone more, man. He's hyper. When he gets the end zone catch and he spikes it, bro. He's hype, bro. Like
yeah,
I need hype Brock Bowers, bro. Also,
yeah.
shout out Brock Bowers. I grew up in the Napa Valley. He's from Napa High. He's from Napa High School. So shout
No
out
wonder.
Brock Bowers as well. Even though a lot of people aside from my dad and my family are Niners fans. Like
Hey,
now
I
we're
was gonna
cheering.
say his family, I think, is neither.
You can see my dad's reaction to the draft, bro. You can see
They're like,
he was keeping it low key. His
"Ah."
family was cool, but there was
Yeah,
like, remember there was like that one uncle that was cheering like super yard, like yeah. I mean,
yeah,
like, oh, that guy's a Raider fan. I don't think the whole family.
yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
he's a got him. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, he's been doing his thing, man. Like in if we can get a couple more like that, but then see, Telesco's gone, so the vision's gone now.
It's tough. It's tough. You know, but
Yeah.
my philosophy is like, you know, I was angry, but at this point, you know, I do at least like the process that we're going through right now. My thought is like, okay, like if you're gonna clean house and go with a different direction, I'll give you this shot. But after that shot, I'm driving up to Vegas myself, and I'm not saying what happens next. Okay, I can't elaborate what next happens.
I'm writing a letter to Mark Davis because I'm tired of this stuff, man.
I might put something in that letter.
Yeah, let me know how the letter goes. You know where that's going.
Right? I'm like,
We're
because
gonna look at that and go, "What the fuck?" That's
yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna break down everything. I'm gonna say, look, this is where it starts. All right, fix the damn line, okay? Like, get rid of James, do something with him, make a fullback, something. Get him out of take
fullback
him.
James, let's go, baby. Fullback James,
Yeah.
I like
No,
that.
but yeah, just to tell, because maybe he doesn't know. Maybe Mark has no idea what the hell is going on. You know?
Oh, he definitely doesn't. I mean, he's admitted he doesn't know football.
That's why I brought in Brady. That's
which is why it was a breath of fresh air that he was, going to let someone else deal with that. Thank God.
Yeah. I think Morris, was that me and you? I feel like so. I wanted to know all the team, or pretty much 31 teams, of how they game plan for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to hear every team's, you know what I mean, and just see. I just want to hear it. What their game plan is for when they play us. You know what I mean? Each team
last season or this upcoming season. Last season.
Shoot, this one they're like shit. We just. I don't know.
Just
we don't have
cover
to do
Bowers,
much.
not good.
Yeah,
That's why it's not Bowers, and the only team that did it successfully was the Broncos.
Mhm.
They put Surtain on him and forget it. I mean,
not
every team's got a guy like that that can match up.
And that's where it's sad that our offense was so putrid that we could not. They could afford to do that. You know what I mean? We had no wide receiver that could take advantage of that and say, "Oh, okay, he's on Bowers. Okay, let me get." No, nobody.
I mean, we had no running game either to offset that. So I mean, they were daring us to throw it. They knew we couldn't run.
Yeah.
So all right, go ahead and throw it. Which is why Bowers would have like 10 catch games, 12 catch games. I think he had a 14 catch game at one point. I mean, because we can't run the ball, so we got to throw it. We got no choice, and they still couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
that was what was impressive.
That's what killed me.
We sucked.
Yeah.
We had one real legit threat, and you still couldn't stop him. So that tells you how good the kid is.
Tough kid too. I love tough players, man. Like I love, the Brett Favre's, you know what I mean? Those Ironmen of the game, because it's it's a tough game, man.
And that's why I like JPJ so much too. I mean, when the refs have to tell you as a player and then go tell your coaches that he needs to be less aggressive, no, screw you.
Yeah,
that's what we need. We need a player. We need players like that.
That's a Raider.
Yeah, that's a Raider. Yeah,
because you go till that whistle blows. If you keep going after the whistle, okay, then that's just don't be dumb, because now you're going to get a penalty.
Yeah, because that's what we used to be. We used to be like, we used to lose the game, but we're gonna win the fight. We're gonna be pushing, fight. It's just it was that mentality. But it seems like we tried to. Well, how do you say better the image and stuff like that? We're Raiders, man. Like that's what we are.
The image.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, man, we have the best everything, and it's just hey.
Hey, I want to give a shout out though. Arnie Gar's in the chat. He's dropping banger questions, and we're totally.
Oh, he always does.
I know
He's
Arnie's
every
unbelievable with the
questions are
questions.
bangers, and we're just straight ignoring him. I'm like, I just got to give a shout out to you. Every single thing you say is just pure.
Hey,
would be a great question.
Every time I'm on somewhere, he shows up, and man, he right away with the questions, and they're good questions too.
Yeah, in fact, let me get in there, man. Forgive me, and thank you for bringing that to my attention too. Yeah, because sometimes I get so excited, guys. Like I get in the zone. But I appreciate the chat, man. Appreciate Raider Nation being here. Salute everybody for coming to the show. We got a live one for you.
Yeah. Also, while you look at one of the questions in terms of like the Raider thing, this just was recently brought to my attention. One thing that I do like that like the NFL is mad about, which is a very Raiders thing, is we have Brady, who's like a commentator for like the Lions game, and he just interviewed, and people are all pissy, like, oh, you just interviewed Ben Johnson, and now he's a commentator. Like, no, fuck you, we're the Raiders. Deal with it, bro. Like, yeah. I like that. That's like old school Raiders shit. Is like, oh, conflict of interest, this and that. Screw you. No, we'll do our thing. You can penalize us. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, did he actually interview him? Because I know he spent like a few hours with Ben Johnson's agent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was physically on the Zoom asking him questions.
I'm just saying I follow like beat reporters and other stuff. It's never been explicitly said, but I can say 99% chance there's 3 people sitting in those there's at least these 3 people in the head coaching interviews. Mark Davis, obviously, Tom Brady, and Richard Seymour. Those are
I'm sure Seymour's in there.
Yeah, so
I forgot about Rich. Yeah.
If anything, Seymour's sitting there. If Brady's not there, he's like Brady's proxy in a way. Because see, with them being owners, Seymour can go and be in the locker room, be around the players, and Tom can't. He can't go in the locker room. He can't talk to the players on a personal level like that, because that's considered a conflict of interest. Just like now that he's a team owner, he can't partake in some of these pregame interviews with players that are going to be playing in like this weekend's game coming up in Detroit. He can't sit on those interviews. I don't know if it's different rules during the playoffs now versus during the regular season, or if it's only against teams that the Raiders potentially have to play that season or is scheduled to play. I don't know the full rule on that, but I know a lot of interviews during the season he couldn't sit in pregame meetings.
Yeah,
so I don't know how, as a commentator, you can fully do your job either.
Yeah, that it's but yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I see, that is a lot of money for him to give up, because I would think he would feel like he would make more money eventually. You know what I'm saying, like in the future, than he would with Fox. I would think so.
He'll give it a few years and then switch to being an owner. He's not going to do his full. He's not going to do his full contract. He's a competitor, and he's probably man of his word. So he'll do it for a couple of years.
10 years.
I think that he's not being a commentator for 10 years. You can hear me now. Quote me later. Right? He's not being a commentator.
He's not fulfilling that. He'll buy them out, or he'll say, you know what, it's been fun.
Sue me. I don't care. He'll whatever.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, he's not that good on TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, his personality is really. It was not his personality that got him through football. It was definitely his, the arm talent. But, he's not really like because even I don't, too much care for Tony Romo, but like at least.
I like Romo better than him.
Yeah,
I do like Romo no matter what.
Yeah, because he'll give you the breakdown, and what I'm saying, like he at least gives you, a little personality and a little flavor to it.
The thing I like with Romo, if you watch him or if you watch a game that he's doing, when the offense gets up to the line, he'll say, all right, this is from what the defense is showing, this is what they're probably going to do. And then boom, they do the exact same thing that he just predicted.
The Romo predictions are real.
He can see that. Yeah. Tom Brady, I think, just has a hard time relaying that, putting it in words and putting it out there over the airwaves. I don't find him that good at all when he's on TV. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least on TV, I will say, I haven't been able to watch many games. I've had to watch replays and shit because I work on Sundays basically, and we only have one Monday game, which kind of sucked. But I will say, when I've listened to him giving analysis, it's been a treat. I'm just saying, when I've listened to him as an analyst, I don't know. For me, I've loved the knowledge that he's been able to drop. like any of these segments or whatever. But being an analyst and being a commentator, those are two very different things. But I will give him credit, like both him and Belichick, seeing their commentary and their analysis, it's been a treat for real psycho NFL fans, you know. So
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
still hate Collinsworth more than anybody, though.
Yeah.
Can't stand listening to him.
Yeah. Oh, I think we talked about this too with what's his name? Turner,
Volume?
North Turner.
Oh no! Oh,
I could not stand North Turner. Like you know,
back in
with
the day.
his Charger days, and then when he came to us, did not like that dude. And then he came back, and I you know, I let things go from the past. You know, I gave him a fair shot because his son was here. You know, I'm like, okay, you know,
the offense looked better. I mean, the offense looked
Yeah.
better, and they had
Oh,
to
it definitely
get
did.
these
There's no two
playbook.
ways about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he had to use Getsy's playbook, and it still looked better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, they just dummied it down a bit. They got rid of some of the stupid shit in there. Offensive line got better too once Philbin took over as the
absolutely. Shout out Phil.
the offensive line coach.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some things because even though, you know, we had the, you know, the wins that, you know, happened towards the end of the season, it was still good to see people get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, because remember, dang, Aiden had that good game, you know, against the Chiefs. So we're like, okay, you know, we're building off something. And then the next game, it was, yeah. So it's,
He got
it's
injured.
like,
He got injured.
yeah. Hey, that's no excuse, man. You know, not just playing. No, but you know, he did. You know, but I'm a big AOC guy. I wanted AOC to get the whole season just to see, because then that way we could decide. We could see everything, and we can make our decision at the end of the year. Like, you know what? I think we got something, or you know, he's a bum. You know, but I think I definitely
Did you
have
just say
faith.
he's a bum?
No. I
It
was
was one or the
I-
other.
it's pretty much
Either
I
he
thought
could.
Mark
Maybe
said he
he
was
is
a
as
bum. I'm like,
bad.
damn.
Yeah, no. Anyone that knows, I was AOC's biggest pusher because I was so pissed when they made the choice for Minshew because it just didn't make sense because I'm like, how did you guys let a preseason interception decide? You know what I mean? It's like you should have already. I mean, yeah, it should have been a competition, but it should have been Aiden's job from the beginning.
I don't know if you've seen this on any of
Yeah.
the shows I do. I
Yeah.
usually pull this sign out,
Yeah.
AOC 2025.
Because I understand, like, nothing is given, but from what he did last year, let him build off that and see what he learned from his mistakes from last year. He would have gotten to a good rhythm. If he didn't do good by that time, Minshew would have been probably better with the offense than he was. Because, you know, we kind of threw him in on a new team with a new everything, and it's like he's not going to be ready, you know, but
No, because he played good down the stretch last year when AP put him in as the starter, and you know,
as a rookie, 4th round rookie.
Yeah,
threw him in there,
looking smooth too.
I think the kid's got potential. He still does. I mean, right now he's your number one. Plain and simple. Right now, as things stand right now with this team, no matter who's the head coach or not, he's still your number one quarterback right now. You mean you're going to tell me Minshew's number one or Ritter or
never?
Wade Minshew, Wade Minshew, bring in any other. Wade Minshew,
as soon as Minshew costs, goes against our cap, the least hit, he's gone.
Yeah,
I can't see them keeping him.
He broke his collarbone. He's out. Aiden broke his thumb. Air casted out of there. Came back next week. No, but you know what I'm saying, came back. But yeah, I'm so glad that his season didn't end because when they had the air cast and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh, this is crazy,
dude. Yeah, when the news came out after the Bucks game. And it was aircast. I knew we had to have Desmond Ritter as a starter. And some Raider fans like glued them like, oh, like maybe Ritter. Like, nah, bro, we already seen enough. We already seen that it's not going to work out. Yeah, I already was like, oh, maybe. It's like, nah, there's no maybe. Yeah, when I saw him, like, I don't even care where we end up. Just fast forward to the draft. Literally, I was like, I don't care where we're picking. Just fast forward the draft. Once Aiden was out, I was like, okay, let's. Yeah. I don't even care what happens. Let's just fast forward the draft and move on. But then he was able to come back. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know, it's like I know on one show a few weeks ago, somebody asked me like, what do you think's the weakest position room on the team? I said, where do I start?
I know.
The running back room was horrible. Quarterback room was mid. Wide receivers room was atrocious.
Yeah.
You know, the strong points, the tight end room. But do they still consider them, the wide receiver room? You know, they all pulled together. You know, it's like, where do you start? The only real strength on our team last year was Bowers and the defense for what Graham had to put together with all the injuries and the lack of depth. I mean, that defense still played their ass off.
Yeah.
You know?
Even with injuries, like,
Yeah.
man.
You know, they kept us in games. Like, look at the 2 games against the Chiefs. We should have won both of those.
Yep.
We only lost one of them because our kicker missed 3 field goals.
That dude.
You
Somebody
know?
paid. No. Somebody paid him. That's crazy. Yeah,
That game still hurts me because the week before with Leo and them, I was like, complimenting how the 2 kickers are the best in the league as far as I'm concerned. They've been spot on all season, and then the Chiefs game comes and he misses 3 field goals. The next week when we did the show, I started the show with a paper bag over my head. You know, I was like, I'm not saying anything about kickers because I jinxed us. It was horrible.
No,
I feel like he always misses kicks against the Chiefs. I feel like he always misses kicks again. Like Chiefs are for some reason like the team overperforms, but like even remember last year home Raiders game, he missed we kicked it on 4th down or whatever, and he fucking missed that thing too, and we could have. I don't know. I feel like he always. I don't know. Chiefs got him in his name, or maybe Patrick's slipping a little something on the side, because he's got some spare, But I don't know.
Yeah, he's been struggling a little bit like these last few years because he was cash money crossing, but like now he's
2021. Ooh, 2021.
Yeah.
Especially at 50 yards out too. I mean, it was just on the money with them.
Now, were you guys on board with Pierce's decision to, I guess, run another play, or would you guys have kicked the field goal?
When
the Chiefs game where we fumbled it away?
Yeah, well, I agree and disagree. I agree with the choice to make a play, but if you're going to run a play, then actually run a play as opposed to just the plan was just to throw the ball away. Which I thought he was not sincere, but he said it a second and third time.
You're talking about the one that ended the game with the penalty and all that stupid. At that point, I mean, because I know people are like, well, it was that play and the ref screwed us. No, that's not the play that decided that game.
Yeah. The refs screwed themselves. Really, the refs screwed themselves and made them look bad. We were the ones that fucked up that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, because we had 3 chances to win that game earlier and we didn't. So I mean, that play, as far as I'm concerned, really didn't even fully exist because no matter what we did at that point, we still weren't going to win it. Yeah, we blew it. 3 tries ago on field goals.
There we go.
I would have gave Carlson one more chance though, because I mean, then it's out the coach's hand. You'd be like, hey, he missed. You know what I mean? Like, because I wouldn't have ran another play because like I said this before, but the Bears game that Thanksgiving Day, whatever, the Bears did the same thing the Thursday before that game. So I was like, they didn't learn because they tried to run one more play and then time expired. When you could have just kicked it, they were at the 30.
Well, that's the Bears' fault. They had that. I forget Eberflus or whatever. He's a veteran head coach, and he's that poor clock management, bro. That's on him.
I think that's the game he got fired after.
I think that's how he got fired, bro.
Dude, the Bears are horrible. Oh, they are so bad.
Yeah,
they have a quarterback. That's what
they have a
quarterback, but I mean.
Yeah, and then you remember we were talking about at the beginning of the season because they had what's his name from the Chargers? Aduze. What's his name?
Romo Duze. They drafted
Keenan Allen. Did they have Keenan Allen, or was it?
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, right? Yeah.
So we were thinking they were strapped. They were like, okay, they got a good squad, but they didn't really do too well.
I'll tell you who didn't miss Keenan Allen or Williams was the Chargers. I mean, they grabbed that kid McConkey. That kid's good.
My goodness,
that kid's got a good future ahead of him.
Yeah, he balled out, man. Like I didn't think he was, because I didn't really watch a lot of the Georgia games and stuff like that, so I didn't really know. I'd heard his name, and I was wondering why he was such a high. He was like top 3, I think, for wide receivers. I was like, damn. And then because he started off slow. Because I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna be just a little, average player. But then he was the guy there. So shout to we got to see him twice, but we got to knock that off though.
Also, I want to highlight the comment from Artie. He pointed out one of the few drafts where we got 3 players in a row. The last one was 2014, a decade ago, where we drafted Mac, we drafted Carr, and then we drafted Jackson. That was the last time we had 3 draft picks that hit in a row.
Yeah, that's got to
a decade ago.
That's got to get better too. We did good this draft, but it's got to keep going like that. At 4, because hopefully if we can hit on 4 good plug-in players that can get in there and we'll be okay. We'll start to gain. He had another question too. Out of the 27 free agents we had, which ones do you guys? Which are the ones you can give me 3 of the ones that have to come back?
I got it. So I got some easy answers. Spillane, you got to bring back Spillane. Freight train Spillane. We got to bring him back.
I agree.
Our linebackers rooms, it's gonna have some struggle, some major struggles without Spillane. Spillane. Also, I say Nate Hobbs. Bring back Nate Hobbs. He's a Raider. He's a Raider, if you ask me. Top tier slot corner. And then also, I'll say 1 year, prove a deal, whatever, give to Kuntz. Those are at least the 3 key free agents. Also, I think Caleb on Jasin, we probably just signed him to a 1 year deal, so we got to extend him too. So, but those are the ones that stand out. Those are easy answers if you ask me, but there are other ones that are debatable. Probably our safety that we drafted, that his contract is over. I forget his name.
I think all of them. So I feel like all of them.
All of ours. True.
True.
Literally, even Paul Mao. I think even Paul Mao, his contract is over too. But Paul Mao will be cheap.
I agree with Spillane, and Jason for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mooring, isn't he a free agent?
Trayvon Merrick, yeah, Trayvon Merrick.
Divine Diablo can go bye. Hobbs, I'm still kind of Jack Jones. He's gone. I tell you right now.
We got him on contract.
He's not going to be here. He'll end up leaving anyway. Now, plus you got to remember too, with all these free agents, especially on defense, depending on where Patrick Graham ends up, if they're free agents, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them follow him wherever he went, or they offer them contracts wherever he goes.
True.
That's a big possibility. So we probably won't even get a say on trying to re-sign these guys because their mindset's going to be on. They just want to stick with Patrick Graham because I would have to say the best likely spot for him to go is probably going to be Cincinnati. He's going to inherit a decent roster. That kid Henderson, that defensive end. That kid is good.
Yeah.
So he's already got that's going to be his Max Crosby for that team basically. Now you give him a few extra pieces in the secondary, or maybe Spillane follows him and doesn't want to stay here. I think that'll
Spillane's a Raider, though.
Max,
he's a Raider.
They don't trade him away for draft picks.
Yeah, definitely. So, I kind of want us to, because the offense really to me was the problem. So I want to keep the things that worked. It sucks.
What offensive weapons were free agents though? What offensive weapons are free?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Let me get my list of the keepers. Let me see. We got to keep Zamir White, Diablo.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Raider Nation, I am just kidding. Never.
I was going to say, you can't be serious.
He's like, are you
he's under contract.
He's like, I came here for this. No, but hey, no, yeah, because Diablo.
You got to be the only person I've seen saying we need to keep Zamir White.
We got Zamir. He's the franchise.
Andre James has to go. Diablo has to go. What we say with Spillane, definitely keeper. Nate, I would definitely keep Nate. Let me see. Morg, I would definitely. I like Morg. I think he's starting to come into kind of his own. He was always like a second too late. You know what I mean? A couple years ago, but now I feel like he's finding his. It took him a while, but he's got it.
Shout out Gus Bradley, by the way. Shout out Gus Bradley. He was the guy that drafted all these guys that we're now having to he drafted fucking Kuntz. He drafted Nate Hobbs. He drafted Trayvon Merrick. Even if you don't like Divine Diablo, he was still a contributor, had led the league in tackles multiple years. You know what I'm saying? He drafted some freaking dudes that now it's like, damn, these guys are so good. How are we going to keep them all? So shout out to Gus Bradley. I gotta give credit to Gus Bradley, even though he just got fired.
Yeah. We definitely did. Like we actually did try to develop our youth. This because remember we were always spending money trying to get these free agents from all this and then putting it together. But this last couple years, like even with McDaniels, they tried to develop more of the rookies. But that's kind of how we got out of that salary hell, if you will, because you like we were always negative and didn't have money, but we used a lot of our we got when we got rid of DC and all that whole thing. But that was kind of the fork in the road where we kind of started fixing this cap. But now we got money. We just got to spend it. We got to spend it. Got to spend it at the right place. No more coupons. Coupon Tom is gone.
Well, Coupon Tom's gone.
Coupon Tom is gone. Oh, Tom, wherever you are, man, I appreciate Brock, man.
I mean, if you think about it too, the good thing about him being gone now is whoever comes in, we might see us actually move around the draft board and gain additional draft picks, be a player and, getting ourselves back in for another first round pick if we play it right,
Ooh, that's a good point.
Telesco, you weren't gonna do that. That wasn't gonna happen. He was gonna pick at number 6 and he put the blinders on, and whoever's the best at number 6, that's who he was gonna take. That's just his history. There were 2 things you could count on: picking where he was supposed to pick, taking the best player available, and his history of hiring shitty coaches. You could count on those.
Yeah.
Other than that, great job.
He's all.
Well, hey, thanks for Brock Bowers. Thanks for Jackson Powers Johnson. Thanks for
I'll give. Thanks for those 3 picks you made last year for us. It's been nice having you with the team, but there's the door. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
What it is.
Well, thanks for Brock. Got him. No, appreciate it.
Thanks for putting us in a good cap situation this year, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
because he doesn't want to spend money. That's that's the other thing I had an issue with him this year. Before the trade deadline, he did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
We're all waiting.
Well, we sucked. I didn't mind this not doing. I didn't mind. We didn't do anything because we shouldn't have done it. We sucked.
Well, we had nothing to give, first of all, and it wouldn't have mattered whoever we brought in. But you didn't even try.
Yeah, see, I get your point too, because I've kind of felt the same way, because I'm like all that because even the JJ thing, the Josh Jacobs, I'm like, we were talking about money, all this battle with money and stuff like that. We didn't even spend it. Yeah. So we could have paid him. I feel like we could have paid him, and we just made a big deal out of nothing just to do that, to not. Well,
we could have paid him, but in all honesty, Jason, you look at the team that we had this year, especially. What do you think he would have done anywhere near what he's done in the past for us?
Definitely not
fine. Luke Getsy as Josh Jacobs play caller. You think that's gonna fucking do it? Like, come on.
No,
Luke Getsy, Steve, Josh,
that's
he would have been a waste.
He would have been in the locker room, laying out on a hospital gurney, and they're being X-rayed, and I mean the kid would have been destroyed. We would have beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
that offensive line wouldn't have been. I mean, he could have made plays himself that our running backs couldn't this season. I can tell you that he would have made something of what was presented to him.
Yeah,
but he still would have got hurt. How many times do you think he would have got tackled for a loss in the backfield? Would have been quite a bit.
Because that would have been him on those 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s. So,
dude, we could, bro, even not just 4th and 1s. Remember how many times we were at the 1 yard line at the end zone and we couldn't? It would we'd fumble it or whatever. Remember all the time at the 1 yard line was our demise, bro. Yeah. Whether it was 4th and 1 or end zone and 1, like Jesus.
Yeah, we can get between the 20s, fine. But then we get in that red zone.
Those 9 yards, we got it.
Yeah,
that last yard.
And that's why I say I want a big threat. I want a big, tall, a wide receiver that can go up for the ball. Him and Brock.
I want a wide receiver that's like 6'2". I don't want one that was, we drafted off of the freaking Wizard of Oz, a lollipop guild, because that's what it seems like with those guys. They're so
5'10", 5'11", 5'9". Because I'm 5'11". I can. Hey,
that's what I'm like 6 feet, and you'd have to look down at the wide receivers for me. It's like.
Damn, yeah, true. I'm taller than a lot of. Damn, that's crazy. I'm taller than a lot of NFL wide receivers. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got my vote, man. Because what's his name's out. Because what's his not Trey Tucker, but the one that he got injured.
Turner?
Yeah, Turner.
Dude, shout out DJ Turner, man.
Yeah,
I was just that's the one weapon we got to bring back is DJ Turner, because he can do special teams really good as well.
Hey, that's John Gruden. That was John Gruden.
Hey, really? Damn, he's that OG. I didn't know he was that OG. DJ Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was either Gruden's last year or that was McDaniel's first year, but I feel like that was I'm giving that to Gruden. I'll give it to Gruden. That's my final answer too.
I think
I'm probably wrong.
no, yeah, you're right. You're
Oh,
right.
that's all.
You're right. Yeah, I looked it up.
There you go.
Yeah. Although the thing is, bro, he didn't even play. He didn't play. I don't think he had any stats.
But Gruden's seen this.
He brought him in. He brought him as a UDFA. He brought him in. He saw
that.
Just like he had a vision for Leatherwood being a good offensive line.
Oh my God.
Hey, just like he had.
Who's that cornerback?
Tanner. Remember Tanner Muse? That was Gruden's guy.
Yeah.
That was Gruden's guy too. The safety turn linebacker, or was it linebacker turn?
Whatever turned whatever.
Or
there were a lot of people. Whatever's turned whatever under Gruden. You got Jonathan Abram. You had fucking Divine Diablo as a safety turn linebacker.
You got Len Bowden. Remember Len Bowden? That draft was. That was that 20.
I think there's like only one player that really panned out, which was Amik Robertson. I think there was only one guy that panned out,
and that was our fourth string cornerback.
It was a fourth round pick and just kind of bottom, but I guess he is kind of a dog. I will give Amik that he is a dog. Okay, he's not like some elite guy.
That's a wolf.
He does have that dog.
He's I'm a wolf. He's a lone wolf. He's like, I could do it. Yeah, man, and that's cool. He's still in the, he's hanging in there.
Is he injured? I don't think he's injured. We might see him play this weekend, right, with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna secretly be hoping. I'm hoping just my next line of duty is just that the Chiefs lose. That's my next focus.
I'm praying to God.
That'll complete the trifecta.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I was like. That's all I need to happen, and I will.
That's what I said after the Bills beat the Broncos. I'm like, well, that's 2 down, 1 to go. Hit that trifecta, knock all 3 out. I'll be happy.
Get it? Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, I'm picking the Texans just because they're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want them to beat them so bad.
Same, bro. Dude, if the Texans could beat the Chiefs, bro, the tears will be.
Oh my God, that would be unbelievable.
Sweet. Oh my God.
I'll tell you what, and I think they could do it. To be honest with you, because I think their defense could really lay a hurting on the Chiefs' offense. I really do, because the Chiefs' offense is.
Yeah, it's just Mahomes.
I mean, it's
Mahomes magic.
To see how they come out of this after having almost 20 days off from the last time they all played.
Yeah, I'm hoping
that's
that
a long stretch.
Because they start off slow. Like even in the beginning of the season, they kind of started off slow, and it takes them a while. So I'm hoping they struggle. Put that man down. Put 15 down hard.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at the Lions, they still started all their starters the last game of the season because they had to in order to get that number 1 seed. They couldn't rest anybody. They wanted that number 1 seed. KC already had it locked up, so they sat everybody.
It's an extra.
So it's been a long time since those guys were on the field and played.
Yeah, hopefully they're
rusty as shit, because that's going to be awesome.
The Texans, they got to start the game the way they ended the game against the Chargers.
And don't let off the gas.
Yes, just that's the only way.
Foot to the throat and just throttle them.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember. Shout out to Cool Kev 75. Damon Arnett. That's the guy. Oh my God, what a man!
They did a good job vetting him before they drafted him.
God, at least. The thing is, at least with Ruggs, there was no I don't even blame them for Ruggs because there was no history of anything.
Oh no, you can't blame the coach for that one.
Yeah, you can't blame the GM or the coach for that, right? And it was a crazy situation. That
poor case of judgment.
Yeah. The pick was good. It just didn't pan out, unfortunately. But Damon Arnett was a god awful pick. Jesus.
Like the Abram. I mean, Abram didn't play his first. It feels like 2 years because he knocked himself out the first game, and then he comes back and then runs into the damn cart.
Some of these guys that play in the secondary, they don't tackle. They try and go for that knockout kill shot. They don't wrap up. They just want to, like Jack Jones is famous for it too. Well, he'll do something stupid that gets him a penalty. And fuck it up for us, but he doesn't. He just tries to come in and just lay a hit that's going to pretty much just lay out the receiver. But then it doesn't always work for him. He either bounces off or he totally misses. and the guy ends up turning into more yards. It's like, learn how to tackle. Good God.
Yeah. There was one season where he was kind of pestering guys, and when we played McCaffrey when he was a Panther. But yeah, he was like that. That he had his sometimes where he would get focused and he would just be that, that almost like a spy, but he would just, make sure, but he would bring that hit. But then there'd be those times where we play KC and he was lost, like the plays over here, and
Abrams
he's
was hit or miss, and
yeah,
hit or miss on multiple levels, and he
yeah,
usually missed.
Yeah,
And when he hit really hard, but he missed most of the time, And
I don't miss him.
I don't miss him. I don't miss him one bit.
yeah.
I think he's on the Seahawks, right? Or maybe he's out of the league.
Last place I heard it was either Green Bay or the Saints. One of those. I think Green Bay.
He's hopping around.
Is he even still on a roster right now?
Yeah, probably not.
I haven't heard his name in a while.
Yes.
Jonathan.
It's been a while.
Would you rather extend Kuntz, Jason, and Wilson? Definitely Jason out of that.
Yeah, I'm saying Chase. Oh, Wilson's.
What do you mean extend? There's nothing. He's not a rookie contract.
Yeah.
There's nothing to. Chase on or probably Chase on just because.
I mean, I'll listen to trades for Wilson too. You can have him. I'll take a ham sandwich for him.
Zamir White, him, and Andre James. We'll throw you all three for
a
nothing.
second.
Yeah, for
third. Hit a third.
Hey, I'll take an eighth. No, I'll take an eighth. But yeah,
I'll take a steak and cheese sandwich and a Diet Coke, and I'll be happy.
Sold. And because like Kuntz, I'm down because I was talking to a friend about it, and I was on the same thing Jeff was saying. Like with coming, we don't know how he's going to come back from injury, but they're saying that sports science and everything is people are coming back better, so we could keep him maybe as a like a pretty much backup, and we still got to replace get somebody for the other side of. So the Abdul Carter, I could definitely, because of course T-Mac I want because I like offense, but Abdul Carter, that would definitely be a piece too that we could definitely
He's arguably the best player in the draft. Abdul Carter, there's an argument he's the best player in the draft. So yeah.
I mean, I think it would be tough for him to make it to number 6. I mean, the only upside for us is the fact that you can already pretty much nail 3 guys that are going to go in the first few picks, and that's going to be the 2 quarterbacks and Travis Hunter. They're going to be going by the 4th or 5th pick anyway. So now it's just a matter of one of those 3 that I named earlier making it to us. You know one of them is going to make it. Yeah, I can't imagine Travis Hunter falling out of the top 3.
Imagine though, but no. I think there's a real like a non-zero. I think there's a like what if Shedeur falls to us? Because I'm like low-key thinking maybe we just he falls and I'm thinking someone else.
Nah, I could see that actually happening. But I don't know because I'm thinking like the options of Abdul Carter. I know we need a quarterback, guys. We but at least we have Aiden. It's not that serious. Where we at least have something. So it's not like But I feel like we can because Abdul Carter. I think you said it earlier too. Will Johnson, Abdul Carter, T-Mac. It shouldn't be no unless quarterback whatever if that happens. But it shouldn't be nobody else but those 3. If say Abdul's gone, then either Will Johnson or T-Mac. I'm good with. I could definitely, because like you said, that you could plug them in, and
they're playing immediately. Whereas if let's put it this way, if some of those 3 and Shedeur are available at number 6, I'm skipping over Shedeur because I don't think he's the answer. Number 1, number 2, I want a player that's coming out of college that's an immediate plug and play that's going to have an impact immediately. Shedeur's not going to have an impact immediately. He's going to sit. Tom Brady's already said whoever they draft is going to sit. Deion's already said he would hope that Shedeur would sit a year. So you're going to use a first-round pick on a player that's not even going to see the field unless it's an extreme emergency situation. He's not going to touch the field till 2026. And even at that, how good is he really going to be? So you really want to use your draft equity for the first round on a maybe when you could have a, oh, hell yeah,
What I will say is
Seriously?
if the coaching staff does believe in a quarterback that falls to him with the 6th overall pick, I have no issue with them using that pick to draft him. And I think it's a good outcome if they sit because they're just going to learn that much more. I mean, the one thing is, obviously people talk about quarterback so much because obviously, it's the most important position in football. So, if it's any other position, I do not want, I don't want to draft a fucking corner and have him sit the whole year in the first round. But if it's quarterback, and the coaching staff believes and they think he's going to obviously develop into a long-term answer, I don't see an issue with I don't see an issue with them sitting.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with us drafting a quarterback in the second round and him sitting. You know why? Because I can get over the fact of using the second round on a quarterback and he's sitting. Because you know what? We used our first round pick on a player that's going to play. So I don't have a problem with a second or third round pick being a quarterback and he sits for a year. That gives you at least a little bit more, comfort knowing that, all right, we didn't blow a first round pick on this guy if he, doesn't work out in the future. Because then it's like now you're back to square one again. Now we got to hope for another good first round pick for the next draft, and then you got to worry about what quarterbacks are coming out in that one. I know people are saying that next year's quarterback class could be even better than this year's.
But see, that's what
we're probably not going to be in the same position to draft next year, anyways.
Well, who knows?
Yeah,
I guess who knows. Right? Maybe we can be first overall. And you'll see me hanging from a noose.
I don't know if I could do it. I was gonna say this one was painful, boy. This one was rough.
4 losses and only the 6th overall pick. Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough.
That 10 game losing streak,
and we still only got the 6 overall pick. It's like, damn, bro.
Towards the end of the season, when obviously once we got bumped out of the first round pick, I always want us to win no matter what. I didn't agree with the whole tank talk and everything. That aggravated me.
Same.
You're a Raider fan. You play to win the damn game and end the discussion. You draft what your pick ends up. If you want to make a move, that's when you make the move. You make some trades and you move up if you really want to play that bad.
Yep.
You don't hope that your team's going to lose so you can keep the number one pick.
Yeah.
Once we lost the number one pick, I was like, all right, can we win all the rest of our games? Like go on like a 4-game winning streak at the end. So it pushes up to like maybe the number 2. Because then we'd be out of the talk of we're going to get Shador or we're going to get Ward. Because I didn't want to be in that position when we end up grabbing one of them. I'm sorry. I just don't think that they're the answer.
Yeah.
I just think we would have buyer's remorse if we drafted either one of those two.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people.
If Cam Ward falls, I'll just say I'm taking it. If Cam Ward falls, I'm taking it. I don't care what happens.
So you want to take a guy that quit on the team after halftime now?
That's not.
Yeah. Well, see,
we don't know the whole context.
I know, but still, he wasn't out there. He was healthy.
Yeah. I get because I felt, because like I said, it was confusing. I thought, we lost 10 games. So I'm like, okay, maybe they have a plan. Maybe this is what, maybe this is what they're doing. And then we win the 2 games. Because my thing was not just because everyone was kind of focused on, the number 1 pick quarterback. I'm like, no, it's not just quarterback. Look at the Browns just lost their quarterback. So they're desperate. So what do we want to feed off? Your desperate needs. So we could trade, because if we're going to bump to the 6th spot, we could have traded back to the 6th spot. It's like, it's just, I'm thinking of capital. It's like, we could draft whoever we want, but it's getting this team better, getting draft picks. So, of course, I don't want us losing. I want us to win always. But I figured once we were out of the playoffs, I was like, well, there's no, because if
you're out of the playoffs by week 6.
Yeah, that part. but see, even when it was over, I still wanted us to fix this line, man. Like, figure it out now. Okay, yeah, the season's over, but at least work towards next year. Get the line.
That's why you try and win games. That's why you try and win games.
Yeah, so
you can develop guys. We saw Aiden show some mobility in the Jacksonville game and the Saints game because we tried. We tried. That's why. Yeah. That's why you win. Well, that's why you try to win.
No, I get it. It's just I was confused because I felt like we lost because I knew how we lost these 10 games because the whole Minshew with the interception a game, his donation to the other team a game, it was like
pass to the quarterback.
Because I know you both know how disappointing we were in games, and every turnover he did, we were driving and we needed, we needed to either stay, stay level, or we could have took a lead that would have, gave us a little cushion. And
Going to the halftime with a little something,
excuse me.
something.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then he's like, "Oh wait, where's the other team? Oh yeah, there you go." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every time, and I think for Pierce, why they let him go was because of the fight that would happen. I mean, yes, he Minshew put us in terrible position. Zamir White put us in terrible positions, but we still got to fight, and I think that's what we didn't have was that the defense. I felt like still played though. It's just like
Oh, definitely.
offense, we could not get it
For what
going.
he had to, like I said earlier, between the injuries and the lack of depth, I mean, the defense still went out there and balled.
Yeah,
They kept us in games that we should have won.
Yeah. Shout out AP and Graham.
yeah, yeah.
Without a doubt.
With all the injuries too, like everybody that was pretty much all our hitters were
Braves,
down.
injuries, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
our offense had pretty much everybody but Devontae, and couldn't get
And a good play caller.
yeah, and
and a good scheme.
yeah, and a good center, But now we, they started getting it towards the end of the season. But yeah, my thing was just always since we're, figure it out, try some new players because obviously this group of, didn't work. So let's figure it out. Let's not just let it be a wash. Let's figure it out, plug some guys in, see if that works. If it doesn't, scrap it. But it's just, I feel like we just were just playing, and it was just like we're not gaining anything. We're not like we're entering next season even worse. So we just
Some people
gotta.
wanted us to play Carter Bradley.
Yeah, I heard we heard the names. We might as well try them. We're losing anyway. But
I said it. I definitely said it. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is all right. If we have no shot of doing anything, if you would have rolled those guys out there to evaluate them, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Even if I knew we were going to definitely lose, at least now I see that they're serious about next season. To let's evaluate these guys because you can't keep them all. Evaluate them, see what you want to do with them. You're going to move on from some of these guys, but no, I mean, another one is Lobby. We saw him on special teams, and
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, Jesus Christ, the
yeah.
last game of the season, they started a guy, or they put a guy in the backfield that they just picked up a couple of days before.
It's like, is he that bad in practice? Is he that bad in practice?
That's what I mean. I mean, something's got to be wrong with this kid, but they just don't want to give him a chance. I know he fumbled early in the season.
He was
but
out.
That's how you kill it. Well, that's how you kill a player's confidence if you don't give them another shot at it.
Yeah.
And you just keep benching them when it comes to games, or you just keep scratching them as a healthy scratch.
It's like,
yeah. Then he pretty much redeemed himself, I guess, for the most part with that run back he had. He had a pretty good run back, so he kind of, at least he left that tasting, because the taste in their mouth from before was the 2 fumbles he had. Pretty much his last preseason carry was a fumble, and then that last carry was a fumble. So yeah, and the timing of putting him in there when we're driving, where everything's good, you got and then you want to hey Lobby, get in there, man.
Yeah, you haven't played all game. We got a chance to win.
All
Let's get out there
all season.
Yeah,
like, hey, get you some. Where's Dylan at? Dylan, get in there.
We'll get 75 yards and throw us a touchdown now. If you don't, you're gone.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Get your helmet, boy. Put your helmet on, boy. Get in there. Yeah,
and like Arnie said too. Plus, we went 0-6 in the division. I've had people ask the question. It's like, what do you think we're going to do next year? Well, first of all, who knows?
If we can go 3
I will tell you this: what we do next year, it all starts in the division. If we can't be competitive in our own division with the 3 teams that we have in our division, you can forget about the rest of the season and who we have to play down the line the rest of the year. If we can't at least go 50, play 500 ball in our division, we're screwed. Because we'll be the bottom team again. You have no shot of any type of playoffs until we can finish second or first in our division alone. As long as all 3 teams are set up the way they are right now. All they need to do is they just need a couple pieces of the puzzle, those teams, and they stay right where they are now. Being productive, winning games. finishing first, second, third, while we finish bottom of the barrel. So
Yeah.
division is tough. I mean, we're back to with the toughest division in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The
Reason
three
people don't
coaches,
rank
the
it in the
three
top
quarterbacks,
the
the three
toughest.
defenses. We're screwed.
Yeah, and I know early in the season we talked about the Chargers, and we were like, they're not that good, that we're better than the Chargers, all this, and then the new coach and all that, and man, they all went to the playoffs. Everybody.
I hate me
But the
talking
Chargers
to
did
Chargers
what we
fan.
all expected them to do, and that's make the playoffs and lose.
Yeah.
Their trophy cabinet's still empty, still dust.
Oh yeah, still that
No,
big.
well, the
And
thing
it
is,
will be
actually,
for a
no, they're
while.
going to be winners of next year's offseason. They're going to be champions of next year's offseason.
They're going to be the paper champions.
They're going to have the offseason Lombardi, the invisible offseason Lombardi.
Yeah.
They're going to
It's a
be
sheet of 8.5 by 11 showing their roster. Look, we got a really good team on paper.
See the roster sheet. That's going to be
Pins in
their
the back of the
Super
trophy
Bowl
case.
Yeah, we don't, because I was the Harbaugh, and I think you said earlier with the Sam Darnold, everyone's screaming for Sam Darnold, and so they're at home right now, both of them.
Yeah. They're planning their vacations for the off season.
Yeah.
While I hate the Chiefs, I feel like Chargers fans really annoy me because it's like, why are you even talking? Like, you have no right to say anything, anything at all. The only thing you can hang your hat on is getting like one of the worst blowouts in Super Bowl history. That's the only thing you can hang your hat on, bro. Like, why?
I don't know, Jason, on your shows last week, did you have Chargers fans jump in your chat and just like bust you? Because they were everywhere last week on everybody else's shows. I know that.
Oh, those still exist, huh? They still
no,
do.
I
there's only like 5 of them. So 5 people come in your channel, talk shit, and they run.
It's 5 people with like 800 bots. Okay.
Yeah. They were everywhere last week on all kinds of different shows, commenting. Charges this, charges that.
Where are they now?
I didn't hear much from them since Saturday or Sunday. It's like, where'd they all go?
Yeah,
they didn't show up on any shows over the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wonder why.
So quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look at the games on Sunday. I'm gonna see if they're playing. I'm gonna check the Sunday games.
Yeah.
The playoff. See
I think they play.
What are the Chargers playing?
I think they play. They play the Broncos, don't they?
Yeah.
Somebody should do a well-being check on all the Chargers fans. Make sure they're still okay.
Yeah. Shout to you,
Are there
Paul.
any of them left? Are there?
I know one. Shout to you, Paul, wherever you are. Aha. Yeah, but we gotta. But it's crazy. Like all 3, that is sad. When they were saying that we were gonna win less than 6 games, I was like, that's crazy. There's no way.
We did even better than that. We even made those predictions look dumb. Like,
I feel bad for everybody that bet that over, and to those people that bet that damn under. It was like
I picked us to win 5-6 last year, so I was close.
Oh, there we go. I respect.
I'm going. If we win more than 6 next season, I'll be surprised. I don't think we're going to get much better. I mean, again, everything's going to be new. This team is going to be completely different roster than what we're looking at right now.
It's a new era of Raider football. Another one.
A lot of these free agents aren't coming back because I don't think we're going to sign a lot of them, to be honest with you. I think we're going to let a lot of them walk or test the free agent waters and then see where we can go from there with them. I just don't see us keeping a lot of these players.
So it looks like Bennett. It'll be Bennett, DeCam, and Nate Hobbs is our.
Jack Jones is still on your contract.
Is he still? He's still got one more year. So
he's still under contract.
Are they going to?
But I wouldn't be surprised if he's one that gets cut, though. If the new coach and defensive,
particularly without AP helping him out.
Yeah,
AP is the only reason he's still in the league because AP knows him and knows how to develop him. Even he wasn't able to succeed at that last year. So
I saw a report that somebody wanted to interview him for the head coaching job somewhere.
Oh, Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good.
I mean, the Jets are interviewing everyone. So.
Oh, they have to. I just got an email from them yesterday.
Oh, they actually
come in and interview. Yeah.
Hey, if you need
that desperate.
If you need a fullback coach, man, take me with you. Still got a little in the tank. No.
I'll be offensive. I can be your offensive quality control guy.
There you go.
Hey,
I'll
I
bring
trust.
805 with us too. I know he knows how to really break
Hey,
down film. This
I
is my
trust you.
film guy. He'll be my offensive
You'll be your
coordinator.
film guy. He'll be your film guy.
Hey, I trust you
Yeah.
guys more than I do Mark Davis. I was say I'll run with y'all any day. Oh man, we could get this team going.
I just love the way that if you just go to Facebook and just scroll through your feed and look at some of the things that Raider fans post. It's like, man, the trolls are out in force. Like some of the just more ridiculous stuff that they post about we should bring this guy in, we should bring that guy in, like players. It's like we don't even have a head coach right now. What are you even talking about? Like, do you even? Oh, we should have done this. We would have been better this year.
Yeah.
Like I saw one yesterday. We need to get Aaron Rodgers. What the hell are you
Let's go.
smoking, Aaron Rodgers?
We need to get Aaron Rodgers.
We want everybody
He's about to
discount.
retire. He's
We
about
I
want
would have won Aaron
everybody
Rodgers 2 years
discounted.
ago. Why the hell would I want him now?
Yeah, we want the leftovers. We want with the discounted. Like,
Yeah,
oh, he's off.
yeah.
Oh, he blew his knee out last year. Oh, let's get him.
Yeah, he'll be good. Bring him
We
in.
could throw a third, and you know what I mean. We could pick him up, and it's like let's get healthy people. Let's get people that are still fast. That can
Yeah, let's
still,
get people that don't spend a whole season in the infirmary nursing injuries. Good Lord.
Guys, I know a guy we can trade for, Devontae Adams. He's a star wide receiver, right?
Nah, he's too healthy, man. We gotta wait till you get.
Oh yeah, true. We gotta wait for
till he rolls an ankle. Or
trade
something.
deadline. Trade deadline. He'll roll an ankle, then we can.
Needs that high ankle sprain, and then we'll take him.
And I know you guys are old school, Raider fans too. It's what they're doing on purpose because we know the Raiders have never liked to pay people. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this just secretly
penny pinches? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm like. Maybe this is just their thing. We're like, hey, you know what? Nah, he's too healthy. Nah, he's got both knees. Nah, yeah, he's got that blown out elbow. How's his ankles? You know what I mean? It's like we're getting all these discounted, trying to put all these. I'm like, let's get healthy.
I got a good one for you.
Hmm?
Let's draft a quarterback. I mean, not draft. Let's sign a quarterback in free agency, bring him into the team because we want him to be the starter. But before we sign him, we're going to send him to the doctors to go get surgery on his ankle. And then,
oh no, man!
Oh my Lord!
Oh man!
Yeah.
Don't bring.
Hey, we should have known.
And the fact that they thought that was going to be an upgrade from Carr. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's the shit we have to deal with some of these idiotic coaches like McDaniel. I don't call him McDaniel. I call him McDumdum. I always have. One of the worst decisions for a coach you already knew he sucked when he was in Denver. He was awful. If he didn't have Tom Brady playing for him when he was in New England, he would have been nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what happens now with him being back with Vrabel.
Yeah, where's he?
He's going to be the offensive. Yeah, he's going to be the offensive coordinator for Vrabel.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where I was going to do a wellness check because I hadn't heard nothing about McDaniels or
Yep, he's going to be the offensive coordinator for Vrabel.
Wow.
I mean, again, I live in New England, so that's the news. It was on TV. They had Vrabel on the local news station tonight, and they're talking about Josh McDaniels making a return to New England. It's like,
damn.
I could care less. I think he's a bum.
Yeah, that dude.
Oh, well, the thing is, though, actually, we did sign some free agents this year, but they just sucked. Probably because of what's his face, Luke Getsy. But Cody Whitehair sucked dick. Andrews Pete sucked dick. Should have kept. Who was the guy?
I like Meredith, though. I will say that Meredith.
He's a UDFA, or he's actually from.
Yeah, but I mean, he's one of the offensive line that I didn't mind.
Yeah, he has upside.
I saw promise there.
Yeah,
am I tripping, or was he a center and they made him, or was that someone else?
He did play center at some point.
Okay, I was gonna say
Meredith has flexibility. Meredith does have flexibility.
He's a versatile offensive lineman. You could kind of put him where he's needed.
Yeah, he can
I'd rather have him on the left side because then definitely the left side's strong. That's for sure. Or stronger.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, we can't. I with Minshew not starting, I feel confident about our team. That's 10 wins, or at least that's 5 wins. Just let's say right there that we can get back because it was turnovers, injuries killed us. Even the injuries didn't kill us as much as turnovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bad decisions were rampant.
Yeah,
with him.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I'd say, I put out a short yesterday on YouTube because I was just sitting here yesterday and just thinking about the upcoming season and just trying to run through some things through my head for, what we're going to do with the club and everything for this coming off season, and I knew the Patriots were coming here. We got to plan the pregame party the night before and the tailgate and everything. And then it just hit me yesterday. I'm like, the Raiders are coming here to play the Patriots next year. I wonder how big of a deal the Patriots and the local news media, sports media around here are going to make of this. Because not only is this Tom Brady's next return for the first time back to New England, but he's coming back as an owner or part owner of an NFL franchise. It happens to be the Raiders. We have a history with the Patriots. Tom Brady coming back, if it would, I think it would be more of an impact if he wasn't doing the broadcasting for Fox and he was just sitting in the owner's box with Mark Davis watching the game.
Ooh, just him silently staring down at the field.
Yeah. So now I'm also thinking if whatever station this game's going to be on, whoever's broadcasting it, this potentially could be a primetime game because of it. It could be a big draw. It could be either a 4:00 nationally televised game or a Monday, Sunday night, or even a Thursday night and prime video game. So it's going to be interesting, when this game is going to be now. Because the more I'm thinking about it, this really could be. They can make it. I hope it is, because I'll tell you right now, I'm reaching out to the local sports guys that when we do our pregame party, I want them there to cover the story of the Raider fans partying the night before. We're coming out in force here. We got fans coming in from all over the country to watch the Patriots and Raiders, clash on the weekend. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
I might try to come out for that one because I want to go to some other, like some away game stadiums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of get into that too. So,
yeah, that's in Cali, right?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Same, me and him both. Are you still live in SF, Jason?
Yeah, I'm still out here, man. And I'm loving it because the Niners are at home too. So, because that's the thing about living in the city. You got to hear all that Niner talk and
bang bang Niner gang.
Yeah, I always say bang bang Raider gang. They get all
so stupid.
That yeah,
whatever.
Like I know Leo and the other guys that I do shows with that they're talking about coming out here, and I told them I said you better stop praying to the football gods now that game is going to be in like September or October. I said because if it's going to be in late November or any time in December, you guys are going to freeze your ass off out here.
Ooh,
right now it's like in the 20s and the wind's blowing like crazy out there. It's freaking freezing.
I'm banking on Brady. What I mean? Like I feel like Brady's going to want that game. If he, what I mean? I love his man. I couldn't stand this man for years, but it's still taking a little bit to just, realize that he's one of us now. You know what I mean? It's like
just one baby. Just one
baby.
baby.
And so like, I do admire his fire that he played with, and we need that, because remember like the torch. And like for us, it's sad to say it like that, but now he's kind of like our Taylor Swift. Like the Chiefs have Taylor Swift. Now we got Brady, so it's but
at least Brady was relevant in the NFL. She's not.
Thank you.
She needs to go away.
Yeah, at least he can contribute. So this will, I want to see it. Of course, I definitely want to see it. I'm excited. I'm getting excited. This conversation has been definitely exciting for me because this season I'm usually positive. But this one took the wind kind of out of my sails, and it was just a lot of ugly football. But I'm ready.
I got to see the head
felt
coach.
like it was a 30-game season, didn't it? Didn't it seem like it just went on forever?
It was over. If, like you said, it was over. Shit, week 6, week 5, it was already because we were like, if we don't win this, it's gonna be ugly, and it got ugly.
Yeah, we had injuries.
It felt like when we got to week 10, it felt like we were already at week 20. It just seemed like, why is it taking so long for this season to go?
Because we love our games.
I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah, we love our games, and if this was a season where we're like, well, just eventually it'll be over, and we can start. Because we were doing mock drafts like week 8.
Yeah. Man, that's tough.
We're like, well,
but once we had the number 1 pick, people doing drafts like crazy. It's like, oh, we're gonna get this guy, we're gonna get that way.
Yeah,
and then you can't really do a mock draft right now until you know who the coaches and the GM's gonna be.
Yeah,
you need to know their tendencies.
And there's free agency, you know what I mean? So like we can plug a lot of these holes already. And then we all I like I said, I like to retool, use the draft, get speed, we get our running backs, we get just get weapons, and then we bulk up our guys in free agency. We get this line straight, and we dominate like we're supposed to.
Well,
Oh
let's
yeah,
put it
by
this way: if nothing changed, right? If AP was still here and Telesco was still here, we could definitely talk about where the team's going to go for
yeah,
next
true.
season because we know what their tendencies are. We know what type of system AP is going to want to implement for the most part. So you could have a feeling on where they're going to go. Right now, you can't. I mean, basically, what Brady and Mark Davis and Seymour. I mean, they just basically like a construction job. They just hooked up the explosives and pushed the plunger and blew the whole thing up. So we're starting from
It's a new Raiders.
scratch now.
It's a new Raiders.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cap space, a lot of guys to extend. By the way, to put a pin on or close out one of the things, I did actually it was actually my first ever NFL game I watched like in person live. Me and my dad did a 28-hour trip, drove down to LA and back in the same time frame. So we got to have the glory of watching the Raiders get beaten by the Rams. So
was that the
was
Marcus
the Aiden injury game and fucking interception
okay.
from Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
I guess there was that one good play that Max had where he got called for that one. Will live in my mind forever. At least is when Max got called for that roughing the passer penalty that was bullshit as fuck.
That was bogus. Yeah.
And can we talk about the roughing the passer calls the Raiders dealt with, and then also Aiden getting killed 8 times in a row on plays and him not getting the roughing the passer? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Well, just look at the one when he got pushed, but from behind against
the injury. It was an injury
with his knee.
He's got a little sensitive deer legs.
The ref was standing right there. How do you not call that?
They hate us.
I don't get it. I mean, you come down with all your weight on your knee, though. I mean that hurts. I know people are freaking out. Oh, he broke his leg. They put an air cast because he's holding his knee, so they're not going to take a chance of causing more damage. So it was a precaution.
Yeah.
People didn't realize that. They're doing this to prevent if it is because you don't know what's going on at that moment. He's just complaining of severe pain in his knee. I mean, you've seen guys have non-contact injuries and snap an Achilles, snap a knee. I mean,
what happened to the Niners in the Super Bowl?
Greenlaw
out for the
Greenlaw. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. The Niners, man, they had 2 chances to do us a favor on the Chiefs, and they failed both times. Come on, guys. You even had Raider Nation behind you, and you couldn't do it. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not too late to bring back Telesco. I'm just saying, but
that's
that ship sailed.
It is what it is. That's I heard some commentate. There's this YouTuber I watched that I really like, but he was like, man, I see one candidate who might be a head coach, Patrick Graham. You don't fire AP to hire Patrick Graham as your head coach, guys. Come on. What are we doing here? This is just yeah.
I think that's part of the reason he wasn't signing an extension in the first place. Because he number one, he just didn't want to be here anymore. He'd been here long enough. I think he really wanted a head coaching job, but I don't know if he's going to get an interview or head coaching. I know Cincinnati's been talking about bringing him as a defensive coordinator.
I think Jacksonville
San Fran jobs opened up now too.
That's my dream quarterback, Joe Burrow. I hope just one day they're like Raiders trade for Joe Burrow, and then life will be good again. That's the start, and then we can.
Yeah, that's a Cincinnati quarterback I would take, other than instead of Palmer back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that because Palmer was always good for 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions at least.
Yeah,
maybe 3.
Yeah, 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
Man. Remember Jeff George? Those fun years.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, remember when you and me were talking with that Niner guy, Baker Mayfield? He's a Raider. He's a Raider at heart, if you ask me.
I like Baker.
I wish we would have gotten him when we had the chance.
We could have, but Josh McDaniels, he's like, no, man. The real guy is fucking a washed-up Garoppolo.
Yeah.
He went to the Red Raiders. You know what I mean? The Buccaneers.
The fake Pirates.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Captain Jack calls them.
That's how much they hate us, that they let that team come with that fake pirate. Come on, we're the originals.
Yeah,
we're the OGs, man.
He gets he ruined Minshew.
Well, I think
Getting
Minshew
had his own
quick,
had his own hand in
yeah,
that.
he kind of helped do
Yeah.
that too. But
Yeah. Did we talk about the sideways fumble? The Charger?
Oh, yeah, me and him at backstage before the schedule. That me and fucking Jason were talking. Literally, the open of the season, we already knew it wasn't when he just like no
face.
pressure, just gives the ball to them, just fumbles.
Yeah.
He's like, hi, huh? Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that should have been like, we should have been like, hey, Aiden, get in there, Mitchell, get your
yeah. He never should have started.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think when Minshew was first slated to come here, and everybody was kind of excited, and I think it's because they expected the Minshew that played for Indianapolis last year.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he did it there. Well, yeah, he had an offensive line, and he had one of the better running backs in the NFL in Jonathan Taylor. You didn't have that here with this team. We didn't have a running game. Offensive line was Swiss cheese. We had a veteran quarterback, wide receiver in Devontae Adams that didn't want to be here, didn't want to have Minshew throwing him the ball in the first place.
Yeah.
You had Jacoby Myers, and then you had Brock Bowers as a rookie, not expecting him to do what he did.
And in and out Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Michael Mayer wasn't even here at the time. He was on his hiatus. So it's like you weren't going to have the same production from him that he had last year. It just wasn't going to happen. Just like people will be like, well, what if we had Jaden Daniels? If you think Jaden Daniels would have been good with us, you're crazy. Just think about it. If Jaden Daniels wouldn't have Brock Bowers, so who the fuck's he throwing to?
Yeah, it's like Jaden Daniels. Oh my God. It's Jaden Daniels with. If we trade up to get him, then it'll be Jaden Daniels without Jackson Powers Johnson, without fucking DJ. I mean, Delmar Glaze, like without years of picks.
But we have Dylan Lobby. We'll have Dylan Lobby.
Yeah, we have this shiny brand new quarterback that can do anything and everything, but we've got nothing to protect them with.
Get sacked 10 times a game.
We don't have really anybody to throw to.
But we got Dylan Lobby. He's gonna have Dylan Lobby.
Somebody even said that to me. Oh, well, he could have thrown to Brock Bowers.
We wouldn't even have. We wouldn't even have.
Those people aren't thinking.
Use your head.
Yeah, because you're
giving up the 13th pick and other picks to move up and take him. Oh, you ain't getting Brock Bowers.
So that was my. I was going to talk about this when we were talking about the whole tank situation. So when I heard people, because after the we got out, we lost first draft, whatever. Then we're moving, whatever. Then I was hearing people say we should trade, this year's first and another to trade up. I'm like, we were there already. Like, there's no, that to me is insane.
That ship has sailed.
That is insane. When I hear trading up, especially, if we never made it, say if we were like 15 and we never made it that way, then we could have to trade up. But no, if you're there and you choose to, I'm not going to say tank. I'm just going to say if you choose to get out of that position and then you choose to trade your assets towards that, but to get back in there, I'm sorry. That's insane. That's just not logic. I just don't see the logic in that. Like, I definitely agree with the, of course we don't want to lose, but to trade back into what you already have for free. That's like paying for something that someone's like, hey, you can have this. And then like, no.
Pay anyway.
Yeah. Let me get you $10,000, man. Let me hold on.
No, so someone gives you something, then you give it back to them. Like, oh wait, actually, I kind of didn't want that. Now that and you give them $20 for it. It's like,
exactly.
I've said this for a while now this season. I think with what happened with Gruden, that was unexpected. He wasn't let go because of him being a shitty coach or whatever. It was an off-field thing. He wasn't even a coach in the NFL when it all went down. It was just bad timing. Yeah. So you had an interim head coach come in.
NFL for that.
He was successful as the interim head coach. A playoff team. Then you hire McDumdum. And I said it when we hired him. I said, he's going to set us back 5 years from the moment he said, I'll take the job. He took a potential, playing deeper into the playoff team with the talent we had and dismantled it. I mean, he ripped that team apart. He changed everything. Yeah. Didn't want Carr. The only good thing he did was bring in Devontae, but really, how good was he?
Yeah,
You know,
the first year with DC worked.
yeah, until
but
the
then
last 2 games of the season, then he
yeah,
tells
yeah,
Derek Carr to just stay home, don't show up. And I get why,
yeah,
because guaranteed you don't want him in the building. If he slips while he's in the weight room, guess
Mhm.
what? We're on the hook for his
Yeah,
contract.
yeah,
You know, stay home, stay away from the facility. We want don't want you anywhere near it. You know, so he destroyed this team. I mean, because the team was going in the right direction.
yeah.
Gruden
We
finally
literally
had
had a
them
playoff
going,
team.
but
It was a
Sachi
literal
finished
playoff
it
team.
off.
Literal
So
playoff team, and now we're
Yeah.
4-13.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
you know,
Brett,
even at the end of last season, it gave you hope going into this year. That's why I felt good.
yeah,
And then 3 or 4 games into, or 4 or 5 games into this season, I'm like, all right, we're going to be shit. We're not going to win many games.
yeah,
We look horrible. Yeah, we beat Baltimore. We got lucky
yeah,
because if we would have played Baltimore 3 weeks or 2 weeks later, they would have destroyed us.
Ooh, King
yeah.
Henry.
They
King
still weren't
Henry was
gelling as a
Oh my,
team.
that part too. Imagine Derrick Henry now how he's running over
Oh my
teams.
God, he'd rush for 300 yards on us.
Woo.
And it's not that our defense is bad. It's just that they're that good.
yeah,
They got too many weapons. What
yeah.
are you going to stop? Who are you going to stop on their offense?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
without
stop
injured, our
Derrick Henry, but
defense
guess
was.
what?
Yeah,
Zay
without injured.
Flowers or
You be
Mark
hoping
Andrews,
that
they're going to
you
kill you.
hoping they pass like thank God. Like ooh, yeah,
You know, Derrick Henry was only his second game with them. Him and Lamar still hadn't worked out the bugs in that backfield, you know, so
I don't
they were a
care.
little timid still. After that game, they were off and running because I think we were the game that made them say, no, this ain't happening again. We can't lose to this shitty ass team because we're horrible. We were
Yeah,
horrible then.
yeah,
Oh my! Remember that there was a. I saw a tweet. There was a point in like this season where someone made a post. I'm like, man, it's been a while since the Ravens have lost the game and the Chiefs has lost the game. I wonder who that crazy good team is that last beat the Chiefs and the Ravens. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like it
Well,
was
well, you know, we're good for every 10 games we could pull one out.
a
You know,
miracle upset. You know.
yeah. Shout out to Arnie too, man. I appreciate you have definitely had a lot of good comments. Everybody really, has had a great comments. I will definitely start inviting you guys on too, man, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, man. Oh, he's Saints, so he's no, yeah, he's at home too. Abrams at home too.
yeah, he's planning a trip to Cabo himself, I think.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs for everyone, he's at home too.
I'm kind of bummed about that. I wanted to see Green Bay.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter's a Packers fan, so I failed there. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Well, it
really
wasn't
have
your
Raiders.
failure; it was the Raiders' failure for not being good enough.
My son's a Raiders fan, so at least I scored one. So
yeah. I would say my daughter, I love you to death, girl. She's Raider fan. Definitely, she's bringing a little baby Raider soon too. 2 weeks or sometime 2 weeks or give or take.
There we go.
yeah, I got a grandson coming in May, so I've
Congrats.
already got a granddaughter from my son. So
Congrats.
one of the first outfits I just looked. I saw the picture today in the house. She's in a little cheerleader outfit. There we go.
Yeah.
I got it for her. No one. I bought
See,
it for
hey, I'm in that mode right now too. The shopping, making sure the Raider gear is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There, no excuses. The first thing on is going to be Raider gear.
Oh hell yeah! Especially for the grandson.
Yes.
That kid at some point is going to be on my lap watching Raider games with me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care.
Amazing.
It's
she's
going to
gonna
be
have
mandatory.
She's gonna have to come and get him because he's gonna be with me watching the games. We're gonna be going to the games. Yeah, I can't. I'm excited because, of course, it's a shock. When you become, you find out, daughter's pregnant, and then you find out it's a boy. So you're like, oh, okay, we got a little future Raider coming. We got, so it's like, and then the shopping and making sure,
Well,
like
it's twofold too when you know you got a
Mhm.
grandson coming. Especially from your son, if it's your son, because
Mhm.
now my last name continues on.
Yes.
Because at
lineage
first
goes.
he had a daughter, so at
Mhm.
that point, unless he had another kid and it was a boy, that my last name was going to stop because my daughter's married. So that ended that. So now with him, he's going to have a son. So all right, so now the last, the LaFontaine name's going to continue on. So all right,
Hell yeah.
So,
Keep on that legacy.
there is hope.
Continue that legacy.
Yep.
Let me see. We got so the Ben Johnson thing. Like, how's everyone kind of feeling about? Do we think it's gonna be? Because I seen Pete Carroll. I guess it's getting narrowed down because remember this reminds me of last year. It was what's his face or Harbaugh or
I don't think
Pierce.
any of the GM candidates. I think Mark Davis said at one point, like none of the GM candidates we hired said Harbaugh. Like I think Raider fans were saying, "Oh, this guy from Indiana is going to choose Harbaugh." I think Mark Davis just said it like a couple months after the coaching search was over. Like we interviewed all the GMs, and all of them were like, "Yeah, you already have your head coach, so it is what it is." You know?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what crippled us because we had the whole what's his name from Washington. He kind of pulled out. Kingsbury pulled out.
That was Magic Johnson, man. Magic Johnson cooked us. Magic Johnson cooked us. He stole Kingsbury.
You don't want to go over there, is it?
Like we'll draft your quarterback. We'll draft your quarterback.
Yeah.
The Raiders can't do it. And he was like, "Oh, that's actually true. I forgot that."
Yeah, everybody knew we couldn't afford that. We'd have to sell multiple years worth of draft picks in order to even.
And who wants to be an offensive coordinator without a first?
And then we strap ourselves for how many years going forward.
Exactly.
So
I'm fine with the fact that we didn't.
It sounds like, because in my mind, what happened was Kingsbury came, accepted, because he was like, okay, AOC, maybe we could work around that. Okay. And then they're like, so what do you guys got planned? They're like, Gardner Minshew. Huh? What do you think? Mark's like, Gardner Minshew, huh?
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, see ya. And
he's like, let me.
It's like one of those old cartoons where it's just a smoke trail running out of the building.
He's like, I'll be right back. You want anything from the store?
You need anything from the store? I can get something for you.
Yeah.
And you don't give me cash. You don't need to give me cash. I'll, you can pay me whatever.
He's like, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I know you asked a question about the coach situation. I to be honest with you, I like the Ben Johnson and I like the Pete Carroll. I won't be upset with either one of them. I really won't.
Same. Honestly, same.
You got to kind of look at it from long-term standpoint. So if it's Pete Carroll, how long is he going to be here? Are they going to in the contract, whoever they hire along with him, are they going to have somebody that's already named as a replacement, like New England did with Mayo? But hope that it's going to be somebody that's going to be able to stay. I mean, they realized they made a mistake with Mayo, and when Vrabel was available, they bailed out of that contract and they grabbed him. Like, I knew that's where Vrabel was going to go. I wish he would have still tried to interview with us, but whatever, it is what it is.
He knew he was going to the Patriots. He has a good
relationship. I mean, that was a given. The second he got fired, I was at the bar with the club, and I'm like, well, there goes the chance of us getting Vrabel because he's going to go to New England. Which, if anybody that wanted AP to stay, that was going to only help AP at that point, But little did we know that all was for nothing. So with Ben Johnson, you're going to get that long-term thing with him, where he could be there for a few years. But we can't do like we've done in the past. We got to be patient, like the Lions were with Dan Campbell. You got to give the guy time. If next year
if we have one win, ride with one win. I don't care. We got to ride with the guy at some point,
and we'll always get better.
Switching coaches every time you turn around.
Yeah. Remember Gus Bradley? We went to the playoffs with his defense. And
to be fair, Patrick Graham is better. To be fair, Patrick Graham is better than Gus Bradley. So I'm not sure that's a good example, but at the time I didn't want to keep Bradley. But.
I just got a text from my daughter. She wanted a cigarette. She goes, the failed child is asking, can I have a smoke? Because I said I failed her because she's a Packers fan. I didn't know she was down here.
Shout out. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Packers fan. Y'all did better than us. Y'all did better than us this year.
So. You guys definitely got a real one in Josh Jacobs.
And you had a real one in Jordan Love.
Yeah. It's. Let me see. Who do you think our bridge quarterback should be next year?
If it's bridge quarterback, AOC.
AOC.
Yeah, if it's bridge quarterback, if that's what we're looking toward, then it's AOC every time. Because at least he has upside. At least there's things we can see. He's had 4 offensive coordinators, bro. Like, how do you think you could make some long-term judgment on a guy who's had 4 offensive coordinators in 2 years, bro? Like, come on.
No, that's an insane statistic if you think about it. I mean,
he's gonna have his 5th.
Yeah. So one thing about AOC, because I know we've been showing a lot of love, and I do appreciate him, but some things he does is taking these dang sacks and taking us out of field goal.
That's his kryptonite.
Out of field goal range. But that's the coordinator too. I feel like you should set him up to succeed. Don't set him, because we lost a lot of games where we could have kicked field goals when we went for these. Like we acted like we weren't gonna get the ball again because there
Well,
was
then we
plenty.
kicked field goals and missed them too. And
Yeah,
lost them.
Yeah.
there's that. So
Yeah.
so we were damned
You
if we
kick the
did.
field goal, you lose. You go for it, you don't make it. You
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
You lose it.
Like
It doesn't matter how you.
dice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you stake it. It's shit either way.
It's
So
like
I think
sometimes you just can't win no matter what you do.
yeah. And that was my whole thing when we were in the first draft pick. I was like, well, if we're gonna suck, we might as well do it right. You know,
Yeah.
do this thing one time.
We suck and suck it.
Yeah, and yeah, but I mean, I ran it too because I was kind of because I thought I knew this team knew what they were doing, and then I've come to find
They were
out
trying to win the whole time. They
yeah,
were just that bad.
come to find out this was just we were just because I figured I knew we were terrible and not terrible, but I just the way that our team was just things weren't the math wasn't mathing, things weren't coming together, and it was just once we finally get something going next week, someone gets injured or it's this or we're plugging this, and it just this was not our season, but I'm hoping that that
sometimes
means
it's just not your season, man. Sometimes
everything's
with the injuries we had.
Yeah.
Like there was some statistic where it's like it was like us and the Lions had like over 30% of like our starters, our week 1 starters. Like over 30% of our week 1 starters were injured. Like look at the amount of week 1 defensive starters we had that we did not end the season with. Like it was doomed. Like if you knew that was happening, you knew it was just going to be doomed. You know?
Yeah. I'm definitely saying AFC.
What Jack said is right too. You know, the biggest mistake was McShitnuts was letting Carr go. I'll tell you another mistake that was made with this team through the years. When Carr was here, we never drafted competition for him. The closest we ever came to drafting competition to push him to be better, to excel and make the team better was Mariota. Other than that, what did we draft for a quarterback to give him competition or bring someone in that was worth a shit in free agency? We didn't do him any favors. We basically told him, keep playing how you're playing. You win enough games for us. We'll be mediocre going forward. You know, it's like
imagine Josh.
How is that helpful?
Josh Allen developing under Carr. Imagine Josh Allen developing under Carr instead of Cleveland Farrell.
Well, yeah. I mean,
man. And then the Mariota thing. So remember the game against the Chargers where Mariota comes in and so if I believe in my heart if Mariota had won that game because it was close, but we ended up losing. But I feel like if he had won that game, and I think he got injured on a run. I feel like doing a run, he kind of injured his shoulder or something. But I feel like if he had won that game, I think that would have been them. They would have considered going a different direction in the quarterback because I think that was like you said, we never had competition that was worked.
No,
that was the closest to a starter that was already established with Tennessee, and I think if he had it just didn't shake out for him. You know what I mean? He ended up getting hurt.
And, there's an old saying where competition breeds success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had competition for other positions on the team, but never for quarterback.
Yeah,
that was that 1 year, that one time. That's it. It's like, what, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
So, and on top of the fact that how many coaches he had while he was here, and how many coordinators he had.
Yeah, John Gruden made it.
He was a good quarterback. It just we never put the right pieces around him. We gave him talent to throw to. I will say that.
Yeah,
he had the guys.
He gets his receivers paid. That is one thing. Garrett Carr does get his receivers paid.
And see, that's the thing. We never kept him. Like, remember Aguilar, like the Goodyear Aguilar had, and then he gone. And then we had someone else come in, do good, and then someone else takes him. So it's like we never get to stack and build. It's always replace. Oh, damn. Lose, replace. And then,
It's the same situation with coaches. We lose, replace the coach. Oh, the GM's going too. All right.
Yeah.
We lost again.
What did I do?
Second year and a half with this coach. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
All I know is if we end up with Ben Johnson, which is what everybody wants, and he completely just pukes all over the place next year, and we only get like 2 or 3 wins, which is worse than what AP did.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear that because what's going to happen. People go, oh, fire him.
Well, you're going to hear that if things don't go his way, you're going to hear that.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, this is the guy everybody wanted. You gotta give them time.
Let him cook.
Let them develop into something. It's like, are
Look,
you freaking shitting me?
yeah, yeah, because they were praising Minshew after that Baltimore win too, and then
Yeah,
by
and how'd that work out for us? Oh yeah, you won in Cleveland. Oh please, it's Cleveland. Give me a break.
yeah,
My
And even
friend,
that, we
and
barely
that
won
was
that
I
one.
feel that was by accident because
Yeah, that's
because
what I mean. We barely won that one.
it was our normal where it was like, oh shit, they're driving, it's only a matter of time, and
Charles
then
Snowden,
yeah, I'm like,
the
wait,
blizzard.
what? I'm
The
like,
blizzard.
what? The snowman.
I like that comment that's just right there about Carr. I'm not upset that Carr was gone. I mean, I wasn't like a Kardashian, like some people say.
Mhm.
It's just that I recognize that he was a good quarterback for us. He was consistent while he was here, whether it be good or bad sometimes. I get it. You know, he was faithful to the team. He wanted to be here.
Mhm.
He dealt with
How many
Raiders
times have we
bullshit.
had
He
a
dealt with
player in
so much
here,
Raiders bullshit.
Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Amari Cooper, that didn't want to be here anymore? Carr was ready to stay here no matter who he was thrown to, who his coach was, who his coordinator was.
Yeah.
He was a loyal player to this team, you know? So it's like, I don't get why people feel that way. I wasn't upset that he was going. I was number one upset the way we did it, that we get zero for him when we could have done something while he was still in the contract and
Mhm.
get something for him. Because I'm telling you, we could have traded him away for something. Don't tell me we wouldn't have gotten anything for him.
Yeah, because I feel it wasn't because I was a big I liked Carr because a lot of if you guys remember back in his first couple years they didn't think he was a top like say 15 quarterback, but I was
Mhm.
like, man, the guy's got talent. It's just it was for me it was just sometimes he wouldn't do what it takes to win. I feel like because I feel like he left some out there. He would sometimes just throw balls up and then if the receipt, it would be more like, well, hey, he didn't make the play. No, you got to sometimes go and get it. You got to run, why Josh Allen's great, why Mahomes is great, because he'll run, he'll do the extras to make sure that they keep the drive going. And it's when we see like DC, when we would see DC like run, I would be like, oh shit, play's over. You know what I mean? Because I just when he's on the run, he wasn't that good, if that makes sense. But that wasn't his game. But it was just like we know that on his legs aren't his best asset. And it's been with all the quarterbacks that we've been having. Because remember, like the game Jimmy Garoppolo won against the Broncos, it took him running for those first downs for us to pull out that win. And that's just has to happen every damn game because that's the league. It's not, the running back's not going to get all the running. You know what I mean? It's like the quarterback's got to do some of the dirt too. And for DC, he sometimes relied too much on the arm. And it was, I don't know, sometimes it just things looked ugly. And he would be good between. Well, see, it depends on his roster too. Because if you guys notice at the Saints, right? When he had Shaheed and he had what's the other guy? The other
Thomas.
speed, the young guy.
No.
I almost had it. Dang it. But anyway, the young speed receiver, Alave.
That's it. It's
Yeah,
Olave.
yeah. So when they're in the roster, because we know, remember with Henry Ruggs, when we had DC and Ruggs, he's good with players that can catch up to him just launching the ball.
Dude,
Yeah.
Carr deep ball, the Ruggs was automatic,
Yeah,
bro. Ruggs
yeah.
was going to be a special player with Carr, and it just.
So that's how when he's with the Saints, when he has Shaheed and he has Olave, he wins more games with them in the lineup. But when they're out, you notice he doesn't do too well because he doesn't have anyone that can kind of catch up to his balls and kind of save them, But I just noticed that like he needs that speed guy because when we had Waller, DC to Waller was golden.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because he would feed like Waller was just, and when he was at his best, was just hard to stop. You know what I mean? It was just you got to
Oh,
talk.
and Waller was a freak of nature too. I mean,
Yeah.
that kid was like, he was just a big wide receiver playing tight end. I mean,
Yeah,
he was
that
a
was
mismatch,
if
total
he could have
mismatch out
if
there.
he could have stayed healthy, that guy. I mean, they would have been one of the best in the game that we ever. And then we're lucky.
And I think we got him off the practice squad
Of the
when we
Ravens.
were doing this. When Gruden saw him in the practice. He's like, "Well, who's this guy? Let's
Who
look
the
into
fuck? Yeah,
this
who the
guy."
fuck is this guy? That's
Yeah,
very Al
Just
Davis
swiped him
thing.
off their
yeah,
practice squad.
It's like
You're coming with
old-
me.
That's an
yeah,
old school Raiders thing of
I
just
mean,
like
that's a good evaluation of talent. I mean, that's
yeah.
probably one of the other, evaluations of talent that worked out for him.
Mhm.
just don't ask him to evaluate a first round.
No,
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
don't ask him to evaluate a first.
Yeah.
Ask him to evaluate the guy on the practice team. He's
Yeah.
got you. Don't ask him to.
I know Jack.
And no trades either. No trades or
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yo, ooh, oh.
let's see. He traded away. What's his name too?
Mac?
Mullins, right? Was that Gruden that traded away?
That I don't remember.
Drafted Mullins.
Yeah, he drafted him, but I swear he came. Well, I think he came back in. No, did he?
Matt Mullins. Are you talking about the second round cornerback we had that was
Yeah,
good but was always injured?
From Clemson.
I mean, he. I think it was fired by the time Mullins was out.
Oh, okay. I was
Or
like,
I don't even. I'll look it up. Fucking Trayvon
okay.
Mullins. I think.
Yeah, I want to say Trayvon. Yeah, because I was gonna say we had him, but I think that was the year where he started trading. Because I think that was the Gillespie. We traded Gillespie. We traded somebody else that.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
we got the guy. There was one good guy. We signed Casey Hayward. He was good.
See, that was one we should have at least tried to keep another year. Because he helped that
Yeah, when
defense.
that was McDummy didn't want him. McDummy didn't
See,
want him.
we had that's when I think Merrick's first year, Hobbs' first year, and they were working in that defense. That was that Bradley defense.
Yeah.
But,
And dude, there were some really good O linemen. I mean, the trade of what was it, Unique Ngakwe for that other that cornerback that we didn't end up re-signing and didn't do anything super crazy. Rock Jasin or whatever.
Yeah,
that didn't really pan out.
South.
Yeah, I know you see that.
That's a security job at Lowe's to be the OC in New England.
That checks out.
Wait, what you guys talking? I didn't miss something. Oh, McCain leaving his security. Yo, man, you don't got to do the guy dirty like that, man.
Hey, well, at least we know that's an easy win, huh? The McDaniels project.
I hope
he has no Brady. He's got that. What's his face?
I don't, because I'll never live it down living over here. I'll never hear the end of it. They're like, oh, even with Brady, you still can't beat us. Shut up.
Yeah, that's sad. Let me see. Yeah,
well, that's like when people first started talking about Belichick. We should bring Belichick in. I swear to God.
Oh my God!
If Belichick would have come here,
he's not.
And for the love of God, if we won a Super Bowl with him, you wouldn't see me next year, or you wouldn't see me the following year, because I'd be in jail, because I probably would have beat the shit out of somebody here in New England, because they'd be like, "Oh, see, look, it took Belichick coming in and it actually make you guys good again."
Yeah, I mean, we already got the Brady. Got the Brady. Brady's.
I swear, I would. Over. You wouldn't see me doing any shows anymore. Because they ain't gonna let me do it in jail.
The phone into jail, to the local
I'll just
jail,
do a bunch of shorts and quick little.
So yeah, sure. Yeah, have you do some shorts from the county jail, bro.
Yeah, it's I've heard so many names thrown around that I'm not really gonna even get excited until we hear, they're hired. And
you can't.
Yeah,
you can't. It's all dreams. It's all wishes and hopes.
Mirrors. It's literally just dreams. It's literally dreams.
I'm tired of the ups and downs, the highs. We're thinking this, and then Kingsbury's hired. Okay, cool. Oh, we're gonna have all. He split. Like what? Getsy. Like what? Yeah. So
and then I convinced myself that he might be good. I was like, oh well, he actually beat us with an undrafted quarterback, so maybe he actually is good.
That's sad too. We got, and then Justin Fields comes and runs all over us.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, I know
Yes.
Jack asked a question about if someone gets cut, who would be, who would we think for a quarterback? Definitely not Sam Donald. After the last two games, anybody that was still wishing for him, especially after yesterday's game, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, I still
probably
don't
just
think Minnesota's going to let him go because
how.
again,
Yeah,
it's still the uncertainty on what's going to happen with McCarthy. But you know what? Tell me if you don't think this is intriguing. Like, let's say it is Pete Carroll that gets hired, and the
bring in
Steelers
Wilson.
decide, huh?
Bring in Wilson.
That's what I was going to say. Say the Steelers decide, you know what, we're going to go with the youth movement. We're going to let Wilson go. The two of them reunite, and I don't think it would happen. I don't know if I really want it to, but I mean, if you're looking about bringing in a veteran to help train and groom somebody, I mean, that could be it too. I know it's kind of a far-fetched idea, but it's still a possibility.
I mean,
You know?
I would definitely
I'm
because
just
like
not sold with the free agent quarterbacks out there. That's all.
yeah, and it's we are because I did a live and I was talking about the options and stuff like that, and I know I of course Russell, I know people hate, love, whatever, but I definitely would try to see because I mean for what the price that the Steelers got him for, we could have did that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I was disappointed at us for not doing that
No,
because
I was against it at the
yeah,
beginning when
yeah,
he was available last year.
yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
nothing to do with it
yeah. I just
because
I
I thought we
That
had the
was it was
guy.
just for
yeah,
a vet min. Just
yeah,
for a vet min. That
Well,
was
I
my
yeah,
thought we had the guy with AOC 12 the way
yeah,
he ended the season last year as a rookie. I was like,
yeah,
all right, this shows promise, and that
yeah.
was all for nothing.
Yeah,
Because then
over
we
min
bring in,
like,
yeah,
over
then we bring
Minshew,
in
I would have for sure
Minshew,
been like, yeah. Yeah, that was because
and
yeah,
it just
I know, yeah,
mistakes were
this is
made. Mistakes were made.
yeah.
That's the
I just
Raiders the
hope
past many years. Mistakes
I
were made.
I just hope to God that Mark is listening to this podcast. I hope he's listening right now and that he's really taking notes because we're telling him everything that's wrong. That's
yeah.
the thing. Like, I feel like if they listen more to us, or I mean, not everybody,
Well,
I was
don't
gonna
listen
say
to
because
Ray.
if
Don't
they
listen.
listen to some people,
Give it to
forget it.
Etsy
We'd
on
never win
Twitter.
another game.
yeah, we'd have
We'd
no
never
problem.
win another game, and we'd be hiring we'd be hiring high school coaches as head coaches. So
Every game we'd be hiring a new head coach if you
yeah,
listen to
yeah, it
Raider
wouldn't even be
Nation.
once a season. It would be after every game. Oh, fire that coach. Let's get this guy instead.
So
Yeah.
so you threw it out there with the Pete Carroll and then the connection, the Russell Wilson. I'm throwing one more out there. We
Okay.
bring in Reggie Bush, running back coach. Come on, talk to me now. Huh?
Wildcat formation.
We
Zamir
bring,
Wow,
White.
hey,
dude,
no, not to
you
play, no, but running back coach, running back coach. Sorry.
you are reaching that freaking clearance shelf, huh? You're
He,
reaching down low
hey,
on that one.
he got the Heisman back, ready to, you know what I
Damn.
mean? Set the NFL on. He's gonna do what he didn't
Is he
do.
coaching right now somewhere?
Probably not.
Well, there you go.
Probably not.
You're
He
just
should
But
be
gonna base
fired.
it on what he did as a pro and in college too.
yeah. I was a big Reggie Bush college fan. I had never seen anybody ball like that. Like just the I don't know, it was just the times that he was doing his thing. I had never seen someone just dominate like that. That man was so fast and he'd outrun people, stop on a dime,
Yeah.
United
somebody,
States change.
and then speed back up and outrun. I'm like, how this dude ain't human. It was
You know,
just it was
it no, was not this past Saturday. Saturday before, I did I signed on and did a show in the afternoon, and while I was on, my son came over, so that we set it up. So I had the mic between us, and he sat next to me. We kind of just bantered back and forth in the show, and it was fun to do it. Then he made the comment that I thought was absolutely hilarious. He goes, we ought to reach out to the Vegas Knights and see if we can share their GM with the Raiders.
the
I
Aces.
said,
Oh wait, never mind.
That's funny. I like it. I think it's
Yeah.
hilarious because, I mean, he goes, at least one team's, doing good in Vegas. I said, yeah, plus the Vegas
I was gonna
Aces.
say, but the Aces, but then that's
The
Mark.
basketball teams won
Yeah.
won a championship or two.
So Mark
So might
Davis
as
is
well reach
more
out to them too.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to reach out to the Vegas Knights to see if we can borrow their GM during the football season, go for it.
Well,
It's like Jesus.
it's kind of
It's like
funny that that Aces owner just happens to be ours.
Yeah,
He can,
exactly. And
he,
Tom Brady's part owner of that one too.
Yeah, two owners. We have two owners.
Yeah.
Two of
so
their
you're
owners.
saying there's a
We just need
chance.
Seymour to buy in on the Aces now, and then there's our trifecta.
Yeah, we're close. Ooh, hey, I was just about to say we're close, and I click on this one, and I see that 4-13. I mean, even as bad as it looks and bad as it was, with AOC starting,
Without the injuries,
yeah, without the sideways interceptions and the
without
fumble,
Lugetzi.
Well, it's
yeah,
all coulda, shoulda, woulda stuff,
yeah,
Every
done this,
season.
we
That's
coulda
every
done
season,
that.
right?
This
yeah,
would have happened if we did this.
yeah. And I'm like, but at least now, hopefully they know, because checking. I guess checking ain't cheating. Now they know. Minshew, we know what he is. Aiden still hasn't shown us. I mean, he's shown more running this year, a little bit more scrambling, but not enough. But I just want him to work on that in the offseason. Definitely work. Because, I like Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow will wait. He'll 1, 2, and before 3, he's gone. He's going to run, because he understands the line. Because he didn't have a good line when he first got into the league, too. So, like, he was running for his life. That's why he was getting, like,
well, he was number one overall pick. You're never going to go in a good
yeah.
number one overall
Yeah.
picks.
I love his pedigree, though. I love, like, his he don't talk much, but his play, like, he's a gamer. Like,
His play speaks for himself. What's up, NorCal?
Salute.
Yeah. Oh God, I wish we had Burrow. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
But again, you look at who we had as coaches during that time. How good would he really have been if we got shit bum coaches or stupid moves we do along with them?
I feel like that was the Gruden year, yeah, or no? Was that the Gruden firing
How long
year?
has been in the league? 5 years? Yeah, it would have been Gruden at that point.
Probably.
But Gruden still, he loved Carr. I mean, he liked Carr before he even became the head coach. Yeah,
he liked pretending he didn't like Carr while really liking Carr. That's how he pretended he didn't like Carr while he really did love Carr. That was his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt, that was his guy. He wanted him.
Yeah. Yeah. Carr. I after I think it was the last game in Oakland. That was the kind of where I start kind of fading off. Because I want somebody that's not gonna, how Brady would will his team, like he's gonna be screaming, hollering on the sideline, because he cares that much that he's gonna at least say something or gets people fired up.
I want Aiden O'Connell to cuss someone out. If Aiden O'Connell cuss someone's out, I know we're going to the Super Bowl.
I don't think
I want him to cuss someone out.
I don't think you're going to see that from him.
Yeah, I
don't
think
he gets mad at anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like he likes everybody.
He's a nice guy, which he needs to hang around JPJ more.
Yeah. Maybe JPJ can be his attack dog. Maybe JPJ can cuss.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I'll tell you what. You know what? I will say this, guy. I wanted to say this earlier too when we were talking about JPJ. If you watch him when he was playing this season, when the play was going down the field, who was the first guy, non-skill position player, that was at that ball carrier?
Oh my God, dude.
Helping him up. It was always him.
JPJ.
That's how much that kid hustles. That's how much he goes up there to help protect whoever that is in case shit happens too.
Yeah.
So he's like the enforcer out there, and I absolutely love that about the kid.
Yeah.
No, he'll just it's not even like he's helping. He's just gonna body tackle a guy. Just tell him, hey, I'm just body tackle a guy to body tackle a guy.
Throw that big body around.
And just so we ain't messing around. This is the Raiders,
He's always
bro.
hustling out. As soon as the play breaks past the line of scrimmage, he's gone. He takes off running after it. So I mean, that I want to see that in our offensive line. I want to see that in all our players.
That caliber, we need more of that, because I didn't like that whole era where we were trying to get the character guys, because these weren't dogs. These were like just good guys that plays, play ball. Yeah, but we needed those, dysfunctional, but they can play some ball. That boy can catch though, or he's fast as shit. But you know what I mean? Like he's got some issues.
The best way to kind of look at it is you look at the teams where Mad was the coach, right? Those were the real down and dirty, nitty gritty type players.
The Raiders.
And then when Flores took over, the game had already started to evolve a bit, and it was more of why Flores there. It was more of a finesse style game. Yeah, you had your Howie Long, you had your Townsend, you had your Alzado, but it was still more of a finesse. The players were a little bit more refined, I would say. They were nicer. They weren't nasty like the guys from the 70s.
No
Yeah.
You know,
Jimono.
like the same guys that played in the 70s, if they played in the 80s, it would have been great because I don't think anybody would have matched up with the pure gritness and just
Yeah.
nastiness of the 70s Raiders into the 80s like that. You know, because most of those guys that played in that 76 Super Bowl weren't there, you know, going further on into the 80s. So the game had already started to evolve. You know, that's kind of, we need to go back to that now. We need to go back to that gritty, that dirtiness. We need guys like Wisniewski when he was playing. You talk about a guy that was nasty on an offensive line. That guy there was brutal. People don't realize how mean and nasty he was. Everybody sees him and they think he's a big, nice guy and everything. That is a guy that I would go into an alley with if we're getting into a fight with somebody else. I want him with me.
Like those Romanowski, you know what I mean? Or like Bill Romanowski, like those.
Oh, Romanowski is probably mostly a a roid rage type of guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember
Bale definitely was.
Brian Cushing? Remember Cushing?
Yeah.
He get head butted his that dude was a beast. Like, but you know, it was roids and all that, but that was like that dude.
Yeah,
was
it's a different era, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you talk about guys that put their bodies on the line back then. Not so much now. Now it's guys making business decisions.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams hamstring injury.
Yeah.
No, that was
remember when Ricky Waters back in the day alligator armed a few passes and people used to give him shit? He'd be out there running. He could have caught it, but he knew he was going to get his clock clean, so he'd be like, I'm not going to catch it.
Randy Moss did that in that the Super Bowl when he was with the Niners. Like, could have probably won the game for him, and he was like, "Nah, I ain't trying."
Who was the Matador last for us last year? The Matador. Who was?
Our guy Marcus
Peters. Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Grew up a Raider fan, and you don't play physical like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Grew up a Raider fan, don't even play physical like that.
But when he picked DC and grabbed his nuts, jumping into the end zone, I'm like, how do you do that against the Raiders, though? It was almost personal. It almost looked personal. You know what I mean? Like where he gets the pick six and then he grabs his nuts and jumps and does the Marshawn Lynch.
I miss
the Oakland shuffle.
No. I miss him playing. I like Marshawn.
Yeah, me too, man.
The league
People forget that he started out in Buffalo too.
Yeah.
A lot of people think
he got traded.
Yeah. Which Buffalo didn't suck too. That was like a bad situation.
Yeah, he got stuck on some shitty teams up there during that time. That's why he couldn't wait to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Imagine
if Buffalo, he wants to be in Buffalo during the winter anyway. Ugh.
True. Man. Imagine if Buffalo makes it to the Super Bowl this year and loses again.
I think it's going to be. My pick is them in Detroit, and I'll be fine with whoever wins because at least we're going to get somebody that's never won it before. You're going to get one team that's never been before. But someone that's never won it before will win. So we will have, it'll be history either way. So
I'll be good.
I don't care who wins that one. I don't know who I would root for.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in all honesty, I would probably root for Detroit because then that's just more of a chance of Ben Johnson getting out of there because then he'll have felt like he's completed his business in Detroit. I did what I needed to do. I won a Super Bowl with them. It's time for me to move on.
Time to get paid.
Time to go make the money and time for me to be the guy in charge.
Yeah, be the number one guy.
Yep.
So shout out to Circus Raiders, by the way, saying JPJ is Richie Incognito without the racism.
Yeah,
I just want to give a shout out to that. I want to give a shout out to that comment.
It's true too.
I was hoping he came back at some point. Like
I did too, man. I was hoping he would have.
Yeah, we waited for years. We're like Richie Incognito.
He had that. What the hell is the guy? The guy. I forget who he's playing for right now, but Van Rotten.
That was a good pickup we had that we let go.
And I forget what team he's playing on now, but it was a game that was on recently, and the announcer was calling Van Roten. I'm like, it's Van Rotten. Yeah. It just sounds better when you say Van Rotten. I mean, the name alone says I should be playing for the Raiders right now.
Yeah,
Imagine him, Incognito, JPJ, and Van Rotten together.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, the
Bring
Ben
on Wisniewski in as the offensive line coach too.
Ben Johnson. That would be nuts. But then does that mean we're gonna have all the because we did the whole Patriot thing? Are we gonna have all these Detroit Lions coming in now? I mean, I'll take a Mons.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have a problem with any of most of them. Not at all.
We have to get our guy though, because just how like Detroit's got Saint Amon. We got to get a guy because it's.
I agree.
We got rid of Devontae. We got to get a guy.
Sign him.
I
Draft
just
him,
don't want
whoever.
Higgins. That's the biggest one I don't want.
You don't like Higgins? Damn.
It's been flooded. You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna be probably fighting for him. So we just need our.
I honestly think he's going to New England. I think New England's going to be all over that. It's more enticing for him to go there.
Yeah.
They got more pieces of the puzzle already. You already got a rookie quarterback. You got a tight end that's serviceable. You got a running back with Ramondre Stevenson. What they're really missing now is an offensive tackle and a wide receiver. That's their biggest need on offense, to be honest with you. And they can get all that in the draft, especially picking number 4. So they could do a free agent move by bringing Higgins in. They could pick T-Mac before we even have a thought of picking him.
Oh, that would be.
And now you pair him with Higgins, and then in the second round they go offensive tackle. All of a sudden, the Patriots are going to be somewhat relevant again on offense.
That's crazy.
And people think I'm like a closet Patriots fan. I live in New England. It's all over the news for sports around here. How do I not listen to it? So it's like, I hate the Patriots. Trust me.
Yeah, it's crazy you say that because a lot of people. That's the first time I've heard that take, which it was crazy too, because that could happen. But everyone was saying, Travis Hunter probably, either between him and I think the Jaguars, being one of the teams that gets him, but or the Brown, or I forgot who it was, but Browns or whatever. But that would be crazy.
I'm telling you, I honestly think that's that's why I don't think we're going to get a shot at T-Mac. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think Travis Hunter's going to go to Jacksonville. The Giants and the Browns are going to take the 2 quarterbacks because they both need them.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland cannot go into next season with Jameson Winston as their starter. There's just no way. He's too unreliable.
That's Minshew. That's another Minshew.
Yeah, we could trade a Minshew. We could trade a Minshew if they want.
They can have him.
Yeah,
we'll give him to him.
Like you said, for an 8th. You want it for an 8th?
Hey, and Zamir White.
We'll take a future undrafted player.
You get Zamir White. Come on down.
Yeah, we'll give you White, and we'll give you Minshew, and we'll take your 5th and 6th.
Fair enough.
Well, 6th and 7th. I don't care.
We'll
probably still get a better running back out of one of those 2.
The pot. Andrew James is yours too, right now. Let's do it.
Who said no? Who said no?
Let's make a deal. Let's do it. Yeah, because something's got to change. Things have to.
I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. T-Mac's going to New England. If he doesn't, I'll be shocked.
Damn.
I can't see any other need right now for them based on what I know about their team.
Do you think the Patriots will choose to draft based off of need?
You think they what?
You think they'll choose to draft based off? Do you think they won't go BPA? They'll go based off of need.
I think they're going to go immediate need for them, and that's going to be a passer, receiver. It has to be.
Yeah, because they don't
that's
really
their
have.
Weakness. Just watch their games this year. They don't have much receivers.
Douglas,
no names.
I'll say Douglas.
Douglas isn't bad, but he ain't no number 1.
I can't even think of another.
Henry's not a bad tight end. He's serviceable.
Henry. I like Hunter
what you need him to do. And again, Ramondre Stevenson is a good running back. So they need a receiver to catch the ball. I'm telling you, if Drake May could have a number 1 wide receiver, like a bona fide one, like a Higgins or T-Mac, that's a different team next year. They'll jump up probably as high as number 2 in their division.
And with McDaniels OC, the offensive guru, it can happen. But
because the Jets are trash. They're way too many
Jets
pieces
have
to
to go
fix that.
full rebuild.
The Dolphins just can't get their shit together no matter what they've got for talent. Tyreek doesn't even want to be there more than likely.
Yeah.
You know, two is one stiff breeze from another concussion.
from retiring.
You know, I mean, the Dolphins are not what they were when McDaniels took them over. They're not that good. They're really
No,
not.
they had a good running game at some point where they had a lot just.
Well,
And
injuries
then-
hurt them this year too.
Yeah, it was. And Waddle hasn't really this year.
He ain't waddling around that much.
Yeah, he's
No, I trust me. I know. I had him on my fantasy team, and he did shit.
Yeah, me too. I think that's why I kind of hit a little harder because I had him thinking I got a steal, and it was nah.
That's what I thought too. And I'm like, I ended up benching him for most of the season. He was unreliable.
Yeah,
You know, especially when if Tua's not playing, you going with what's his name, Huntley or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's
what's his name? Tyron Hunt. Hey, that's funny too. I have to go backtrack because a couple years ago when I think he was the Baltimore backup, I wanted to kick tires on was it Tyree or Tyron?
It's Huntley.
Yeah, on Huntley. And I just want to admit that I made a mistake. Because I mean, even though he played a little this year, but I don't know what the hell was wrong. Because I was just thinking because he was kind of like a poor man's Lamar Jackson, because he could run all this kind of stuff, but he wasn't Lamar Jackson, but he could get out of there. So I was
Lamar
like,
Jackson's a breed of his own. I mean,
yeah. So I was
might win a third MVP. Yeah,
because do you guys remember when he came out? They were saying the same thing they were saying about Milroe. If you guys remember about Lamar Jackson too, as well. Like they were saying that he was more, he could run and everything.
No, they didn't think he was going to be good at all.
Doesn't have a Heisman though.
They didn't think he was going to be a good quarterback at all in the NFL.
Yeah,
and look at him. Should switch to receiver.
2 MVPs later.
Yeah, and see that's why when I hear that talk, because if we went, say, we were talking about Genty and stuff like that, that's the only way I would get Milroe is to say if we drafted Genty, then we would be I feel like we would try to push for that maybe running quarterback paired with that, kind of like how Baltimore's trying to do it with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, because then we could kind of focus on getting that running game going, getting that, but that'd be the only way, because I wouldn't trust him as a passer too much,
No.
Because the AOC
hey, Jack, I agree with that.
better...
Ben Johnson and Spycheck, I think, would be a great mix together.
Yeah, Brady and Spycheck equals Spygate.
That's one of the only GMs I know anything about. I know about him, Agnew, and Telesco. And I only know Telesco. I mean, I knew about Telesco when he was still with the Chargers, but I said to Jason earlier when we were talking in Instagram Messenger, we were talking back and forth, and I was asking him what we were going to do for talking points, and we kind of said we're just going to go on and just start talking. I said, fine with me.
Yeah.
I said, just don't get me into GM talk, because I don't know enough. If somebody asked me, who do you think we should get for GM? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not
I'll
my
let
strength.
Brady cook on that. I'll let Brady and
Davis
well,
you know what? At first, I didn't think I was going to have to stop looking into who's a good GM. What do we?
That's not our job. We're not supposed.
Yeah, I mean, I can have comments on head coaches because I'm familiar with these guys that are coming in for interviews.
Yeah,
I never thought we had to look for a GM because presser came out saying that Telesco's job was safe. All right, I'm moving on. Let's look at coaches. And then all of a sudden he's gone. I'm like, well, I guess I got to start looking at GMs. The one thing we didn't mention tonight yet that I'm impressed with the radio organization that they've never really done before was hiring that outside
that's funny
company coming in, the headhunter
the one that connected everybody with different coaches. Yeah, I was going to say that.
You look at his list of coaches, they're not just like, oh, he got this guy a job 2 years later, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're sustainable coaches. They're coaches that have been in that position for a length of time too, and they're successful at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just football. He did it in basketball. I mean, John Kerr is one of them.
Yeah,
go Warriors. So it's like you tell me he's not successful. I mean, it was nice that they did that.
Yeah,
it shows me that they really are trying to make an effort to fix this shit and right this ship for once.
I'm giving this one chance. I'm giving this one chance. I'm like, okay, you want to take the ship a different direction? Okay, what you got, Brady? What you got? So I'm giving this one chance. If not, it's like what me and Jason said. He's writing a letter, and I might be adding a little something to it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be putting something in it. You know?
Let me know when you get a response back from. I'll be waiting 4 years from now how that response went.
That'd be so funny. Hey, he invites me. You know, that's the dream. You know, he's gonna invite me there and sit me down.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna tell him
sit down and pick your brain.
Yeah. Oh my God. In my head, I feel like it's that easy because I'm like, Mark, it's simple. Fix the line, first of all. You know, let's get some weapons. You know, in fact, Mark, get out of here. Let's get, you know, because you need someone because he's our owner, but we know that's not his strong suit. So, like you said, that was great that they say this is gonna work. They're gonna pair us with our future, you know. So I'm hoping because like I said, it looks like everything's pointing up, but how many times have we seen this? How many times?
Yeah.
I don't mind being a doubter right now. I'm not saying I doubt it, but I want to see it. You know what I mean? I've believed in so much stuff and all the smoke and all, we're gonna this and that. I want to see it, guys. I do.
The thing is, I'll say on this call, I'll believe it when I see it, and then after the free agency and the draft, and they get all hyped, I'm like, hey, we're getting 11 wins, baby.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be me.
I'll
say this.
No, this way, that way. What he just said in that chat right there.
This one, the
trade. He's heard me say it before. That's why he's probably putting that there. Because Arnie, whenever I'm on, Arnie jumps in and he's asking questions, and he's heard my take on what we should do at Max.
Yeah, because I'm always.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, like I would get rid of if I know someone's gonna end up they're not happy or whatever. Okay, cool. We could make this work. Somebody wants you, cool. We can get because if you're gonna leave anyway, or you get hurt or something like that, we get nothing. So I'd rather get something because I mean these 2 picks never know what those 2 picks could turn into. But Max is, sad to say, he's probably on the.
He's
he's still, thank you. I was gonna say I'm not gonna say he's on that, but he's, the injuries have been kind of back to back recently. So, but it's smart as a smart organization. We should be looking to the future because we're not doing this for nothing. Like to not get anything, and they'd say he moves on, or gets injured, then we get nothing. Then we're right. In fact, 10 steps back, like you said.
Yeah.
10 steps.
I don't think Max asked for a trade.
My take on Max is this is the last chance where you're going to get a really valuable return in draft picks for him. Because beyond this season, I don't think you're going to get as many picks as you could this season. Besides, he's out of guaranteed money now. So this is a chance for us. If someone comes calling and the offer's too good to pass up, we trade him. We take the picks. When he gets to that new team, he restructures his contract as he walks in the door or plans it ahead of time with them, and he gets additional money. He gets another payday, but not a huge one, but enough that's going to be good enough for him to last, say, they sign him to 3 or 4 years. And then by the time he's ready to leave that team at the end of that contract, we should be ready to be pushing for a Super Bowl, re-sign him, let him play with us for a year or two, let him get that Super Bowl as a Raider, retire as a Raider, and you make him happy, you make us happy because somebody out there is going to want him. Some team thinks that he's the final piece of that puzzle that's going to push them over the edge.
Yeah.
Let's say Detroit, for instance.
I was going to say they were
with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Granted, I know if we get first round picks from Detroit, they're going to be late first round picks. I don't care because we could take those picks and package them with something else and move further up in the first round too. Exactly. That's a possibility. Now you're getting multiple top 32 picks, whereas right now you're only going to get the one, So, I mean, if it's done right and you really put some serious thought into this, you can get one hell of a return on him. And it's an impact now when he's one player. Him alone is not going to win us the Super Bowl. We get multiple players that are close to his caliber and can mold into his caliber. You're now you're talking.
Yeah, because that like you made some great points too. Because that was my thing with we want to get better, and obviously what we had going, we need a little bit more help. So with that, he is one player. He's a good player. Definitely good. He's a Raider, but if it takes getting rid of him to try to better the team, I'm for that. To
Mhm.
extend the future of the Raiders, we might have to let go of someone that's been here for some time. It's a part of the game, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Thanks for the 5 years you've been with us, Max. We love you, but the offer's too good. We're moving on.
Mm.
Come back and see us. Reach out to us when your contract's going to be over with that team that you're going to, and we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll get you to retire as a Raider. You got it tattooed on you, so might as well finish off your career with us. Come back when we're ready to win a Super Bowl. We'll need you then.
Damn.
You'll appease them,
I
make
don't know.
people happy.
I don't think
I know
too.
people will be livid if we trade him away, but you got
Yeah.
to look at what's best for the team for the future. That's what it comes down to.
'Cause, we're gonna.
If you don't like it, sorry. It's a
Yeah.
business, and the business is winning Super Bowls and making money. And right now we're not. Well, we're making money, but barely,
Yeah.
and we're not winning Super Bowls. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
half the people that I know that watch any shows that we do, or some of the people we're even on shows with, weren't even born yet. The last time we won a Super Bowl, you know, I figured.
Yeah. I was 4 months. That kind of
I,
counts.
I was
But,
14 years old, so it's been 40 years since I've seen us win a Super Bowl. I know Jack's up there around the same time frame. It's been a long stretch.
yeah.
I
And
ain't
then
got
a lot
another 40, I ain't got another 40 years in me to wait. I tell you that right now. That puts me in my 90s. Absolutely not.
a lot of people,
See
won't
you, Jack.
remember. A lot of people won't remember that before the, like the 98 on, we were pretty not good. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, we were horrible.
yeah, that was we were, but and
Those are
we had
bad teams.
when we caught that time, it was the Andre Rison years, the Jerry Rice, and you know what I mean? Like what
Yeah, it was
it
the second go round with Art Shell.
yeah. When we had what's this that when because I didn't, I always say this, I didn't like Rich Gannon because of his KC and all those days or whatever, but he came to us and he really did change like how respected our how respectable our offense was. Because we've all our
he
I
was
know
an MVP.
our quarterback journey, we'd went through so many, and then we finally found our guy. And it just, sucks how we ended up losing them, with Saragusa and all that kind of, but we
Yeah, that
finally had
fucked
found
up.
that guy. And yeah, his attitude, I just, I didn't like him, but as a player, I like what he brought to the table because he talked smack, not talk really smack, but he was vocal. He was a vocal leader, and he'd handle his business, and he would get on his guys, and he would pull them up. So I appreciated that, man. We need that again. We need
Well, you
leaders.
know, and that's the other thing that kind of pisses me off too is everybody that's a Raider fan that knows somewhat of our past history. It's like they're always hoping for the next Jim Plunkett or the next Rich Gannon. It doesn't happen like that anymore. It really doesn't.
It's been
Yeah.
40 years since that.
You might
Well,
get
I guess
lucky.
it's been 20 years, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
you might get lucky and have a good year from a replacement quarterback or a free agent you pick up. But those days are long gone like that. I mean, we got lucky with those two quarterbacks. One won two Super Bowls with us, and the other one took us to a Super Bowl. It's just that we had a complete moron for a head coach at that game.
That was
And our center went to a freaking donkey show in
Yeah, went to
Tijuana and never
Tijuana.
came back.
so the
You
feel
know,
the way I felt after that Super Bowl is the way I felt after this season. That's if I could wrap this season
oh,
up
it was
in
brutal.
just of emotion, that's how it was. It was just because we had it was number one offense against the number one defense. Oh, it was just, and we were better than
We
the
were
damn,
amazing that season.
yeah. And it was just
It
we
was
weren't supposed
amazing.
to, and it was pick six, it was just the worst. It was just shell shock. Like, we got punched and just kept getting punched, and we just never it was the defense was calling out our plays. as we're,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is sad.
And that was our
Everyone knows.
idiotic head coaches.
Everyone's like, oh, no.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, everybody knows what we're doing but us.
Yep. It was our stupid ass head coach Callahan that decided not to change the audibles. Gruden practiced with the defense, giving them all the audibles that Rich Gannon was going to call. And sure as shit, because said it many times in past interviews that as soon as he started calling audibles, we knew the ball was going to Jerry Rice or was going to Tim Brown or was Charlie Garner was going to get the ball. He was going to run this. We knew.
Yeah.
We knew. So it was a complete joke. You know, I think
Yeah,
it was almost like Callahan was put there in place to take over and literally screwed us. Talk about a screw job. There's a screw job.
Jerry Rice had a conspiracy that because we had a plan going into the game initially of because they were so good against the pass. We were so good against the pass. We actually had a plan in place of, we're going to have this, rushing attack. We're going to do all these things with the running back and all this other stuff. And the team was all bought in, and then randomly out of nowhere, they're like, "No, actually, we're just going to pass the ball instead."
We're going to stick to the original plan.
Like Friday, I think they flipped it. That's what and then I mean, it looked like it.
I think Tim Brown's even admitted that too. I thought,
but then when your center is barricaded in a hotel room,
that's the issue. Maybe you can't even blame him.
Yeah,
and then you got to play your backup center that didn't play a single down the entire season.
Yeah.
So
it was that
and he's got to go up against the likes of Warren Sapp.
Was that Barrett Robbins?
Barrett Robbins was our Pro Bowl center.
Yeah,
Robbins was our
and he was a good center too.
Pro Bowl.
And
he was in that. He was following that bloodline of traditionally good centers with our team.
Absolutely.
There was it's like the Steelers have, a history of having coaches for great lengths of time, good coaches.
Only 3 head coaches in the past 6 years.
We were like that with our centers. You had Otto, then you had Mosbar, and then so on down the line, And after Barrett Robbins, that was the end of it. We've had so many since then.
We had Andre James.
Then we got Andre James.
Don't do my man dirty.
My bad. Sorry, Mr. James. But you got to stay off. You got to stay off.
We got Jackson Power Johnson. Okay.
Thank God.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre James really carrying that Raider tradition at the center.
Hey, but one thing we've been consistent with our punters. As long as I've been a fan, we've always had a good punter.
We're always good punter and always good kicker.
Leo Araguz. I think he's one of the earliest ones I remember. I know there's one I'm forgetting.
Ray Guy.
Yeah, Ray Guy.
Ray Guy. That's my dad's favorite player.
The only punter in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Keep it that way, baby.
Yeah.
And then punter drafted
Dave
in the
Dalby,
first
that's
round.
the other son.
Punter drafted in the first round, by the way, and it was a good, correct decision. Punter drafted in the first round. That's Raiders.
Who's our guy? What's his name?
Marquise King.
Yeah, Marquette King.
Oh yeah, Marquette King.
He was a character. King. That one. He was a rare breed. That's someone he used to show up in Power Rangers costumes all the time too.
He is a rare breed. He's one of the few black punters as well.
Yeah, he was something else. I was like, who's this guy? I remember the first game. I was like, who's this dude?
The only other black punter I ever remember was Reggie Roby for the Dolphins. That's going back years. That's going back to like the Marino era.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, Norcal, Jasin, salute. Man, good to see you.
Holy shit, we've been on for almost 3 hours. Damn,
I know. That's what I was just. I'm like, damn, we was. Hey,
dream team. The dream team.
That's a good show. That's how you know it's a good show.
Hey, and like I said, I'm writing Mark Davis, and I will not forget you both. You guys will come with me when he calls me to that office and picks my brain of how to fix this.
I'll go on a hot beat. I haven't been to Vegas yet since they've been there.
Oh, not
last
yet.
time I was in Vegas was 1985. So I was 15.
I've had
a different Vegas back then.
I've went twice, and I've had 2 different experiences. I don't know if you remember the Cardinal game from.
Oh no! We had the Cardinal and the Jets game. We had the Cardinal game and the Jets
game. So the Cardinal game,
which ruined Renfro. He was never the same after that. Never the same after that.
We're sitting there screaming because Devontae's open, and the first down would have killed it. We would have got it. We would kick the field goal out of there. All we had to do was run the ball 3 times out of there, kick a field goal. That was when Cash Money Crossing was Cash Money Crossing. So they throw it. Oh no, they give it to what was it? They give it to Renfro. He fumbles. Oh no, okay, sorry, sorry, back up. Sorry about that. Okay, so Devontae runs an out route. I think DC thinks he's going to sit down, and he throws it to the defender. The defender drops it, so we're like, "Oh my god!" Okay, so we're cool. So they throw it to Renfro. Renfro makes a move. He fumbles. We get it back. So we're like, okay, just run the ball. They give it to Renfro. Renfro tries to fight for yards. So I'm on this side. So all we see, because they're driving this way, and they would kick to us. All we see is the Cardinal guy running the opposite way. And we're like, what just happened right now?
Man. No, man.
And then all of a sudden
game's over.
We see the referee, and then so it was a trip because there was a point where right before he crossed, they thought he threw the ball before. So the refs are huddling up. So we're like, oh, we still got a chance. We still, we're still in this. And then they're like, game over. And then we're just like, what?
I kind of remember that one.
Yeah, that one hurt. And then all the Cardinal people are dancing, all this. They're like, woo, all this. And then there's Raider fans yeah, this ain't the place you guys want to do all that. This ain't
that's when you look at the Cardinals fan and go, you're lucky this isn't in Oakland right now, because if we were in Oakland, I think you'd be in trouble.
It's so weird. I think that's why a lot of Raider fans were on, because every time I've never seen any fights. Both times I've never seen any fights.
It's a different feeling, different vibe there, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
I've never been to a Raiders home game. I've never been to Oakland, never been to LA, never been to Vegas. Only times I've ever seen the Raiders is when they've come here to play New England. I've gone to Buffalo, and I've gone to New York twice. Once in the old Meadowlands and once in the new MetLife Stadium. So I've seen them play in those places, but I've never seen them play at home, an actual home game. I'm hoping within the next year or two I can get out there. Take my son with me.
Good thing you
because I want to get him to a Vegas Knights game too.
Yeah,
and not tell him about it. Just surprise him with the day of.
It's
because he's a Vegas Knights fan. He's been a fan of them since they were formed. So he's a big Knights fan.
I used to like when the Raider players would go and they would they'd wind the horn, or I don't know what they call it, but they would wind before the game. They would they'd have the Knights jersey with their the siren. They would
wind the siren.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Raider.
Yeah, I don't know. So it sucks.
And also the Jets game as well, right?
Oh yeah. So the Jets game, that was a cool. So AOC, I like that he kept us in that game because it was a back and forth defensive game.
Yeah.
And there was a point where Wilson scored, but he stepped out of bounds. And it was so lucky because the way that game was going, that we wouldn't have caught up. And when he threw that ball to Mayer, that place went crazy. When he got that one in the corner, that place went wow. That was the biggest reaction I think I had seen at that stadium, because I was like, dang, it doesn't feel like there's not that roar. You know what I mean? Like there would be that just rumble and roar.
Did you go to the game when we played the Patriots and Chandler Jones ran that?
Oh my God! Imagine being there live for that. Imagine being there live.
Living here and watching the Patriots lose in that fashion was
he must have been amazing for you.
I was gonna ask you about that too. I was gonna say, how was the feel?
It was beautiful.
I bet you could walk out.
And they were so bad about who was the guy, Keelan Cole or whatever, who got the touchdown. I was like, that should have been ruled a touchdown as well.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And the fact is, it was Jacoby Myers that started that whole passing the ball.
He was a Raider all this time.
He was a Raider all this time.
He was on our side the whole time.
Yeah. That was great. Living around here after that. Oh yeah.
See, KC, New England, those are like, of course, LA and Denver, like those places. I would love to go out there for games. I just hope I come back alive. But no, but it's just, for us to win, and then just to be able to walk around in their city and there's, you know what I'm saying,
There aren't enough Charger fans for
No.
yeah.
It
Come
doesn't
on,
feel the
you can
same.
do
I
whatever.
can
You can
tell. Just,
strip
I mean, I
naked
don't
and
live
wouldn't.
out there, but I can tell just by watching it.
Yeah.
It's another home game for us. You know, even when we play the Rams, there's a lot of black in that stadium.
Yeah, when I was there at the Rams, it was like a 50-50 crowd. It was like
Yeah.
it was basically 50-50.
But they come to play us, any team, and it's like 75% opposite team, opposing team, 25 us. That pisses me off.
I've never seen so many Cardinal fans in my life. I didn't even know.
Again, it's the nature of the beast of being in Vegas. It's a tourist destination. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Like I grew up in the Oakland Stadium because I grew up in Oakland, so that stadium is legendary. It's just nothing I don't think it will ever be. I appreciate that we got, Mark got us the new stadium and everything. That's great. I just miss the feel because
absolutely
it doesn't feel like a home game.
Yeah, it really doesn't because I feel like all the Raider fans are in California. You know what I mean? Like we're here in California, and it's an away game for us. You know what I mean? It's just that's
until we start winning, we're not going to bring the Nevadans. Until
No.
like we start
and
winning,
even at that, we're still gonna have a hard time filling that stadium.
How are the A's? How are the Oakland A's or whatever they're gonna be? How are they going to survive? Because I will go.
They're not going to survive.
I will go for the Raider game.
Ownership group.
Yeah. Like for the Raiders, I'll go to a game outside. I remember when we were about to go to it was San Antonio. They were talking about whatever. I was like, damn, that's gonna be tough because it's all in Texas.
We would have been better off moving there. We would have had more of a home field advantage there than we do in Vegas, without a doubt.
Yeah, I was just like, that is just wild because it's California from LA to from the Bay. It's just Raider football. The Chargers can go. You know what I mean? I was like, I would get rid of the Chargers or what's the other team?
Rams.
Is there another? Yeah, the Rams. I would have got rid of the Rams. Yeah, because I would have rather them go back to LA. Then at least you'd be. That's we always like going to LA. It's always cool. Always a good
time. From a businessman standpoint, Mark Davis made the right move moving into Vegas. He made money, and he's going to continue to make money being there.
Yeah.
So from a business standpoint,
the financials of it.
The smartest move you could have made.
Yeah. Now for us,
well, I mean, you think about it. He took a team that was worth a few $100 million, and now they're worth like $6 to $7 billion now. Yeah. I mean, it was a smart move. So it's like I don't blame him for making that move.
It's a beautiful stadium. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
God, yeah. I mean,
how is it? You were there. How would you be there? The experience.
Besides being quiet, it was good because, like I said, it just hasn't been broken in. I don't think yet. Not yet. But like you said, the winning will change a lot. It just doesn't feel like our home yet. Because we haven't done enough. Other teams have been doing more damage in it than we have. So
Chiefs are undefeated in Legion, I'm pretty sure.
And that's sad. You know what I mean? And we play them good. That's one thing to kind of, hang our hat on if you could. I know it's a moral victory, but we have been playing them good.
Yeah. The past 4 games have all been close. The past 4 games have all been close.
And we started fast. You know what I mean? It was like we were up maybe 17-3 or one of those games, and then 20 to something, with McDaniels and all them. And then we still lost those games. But it was like it's just our adjustments. We're terrible at second half adjustments. Still.
Yeah. That's there was an era where we were like known as like a fourth quarter team where we could be losing all game long, and then we would just blow you away in the fourth quarter and beat the
Kenny Stabler.
Now it's the other way around. We can't get going. The middle of the game we do okay, and then by the fourth quarter we suck again.
Because we could call it, like we could be like, okay, we're winning now, but no one ever felt confident. We were like,
look at the Gruden era.
Mm-hmm.
Once we had a sizable lead, he went to prevent defense, and like one of the guys in the club was just to say, yeah, he's going to prevent us from winning. Just team just gets too lax, and next they catch up to us.
Yeah,
we go back out there on offense, we do a stupid move, we fumble it, or we throw an interception, and before you know it, we just lost the game. You know,
we
when
find the way.
when you've got the team down, you keep your foot on their throat and you don't stop.
That's where I'm at.
You know, it just pisses me
Like,
off.
like I teach the kids, like when we coach the kids, and like the referees will sometimes be like, "Hey, do you guys want to just kneel it out?" We're like, "Hell no, we're not teaching our team to, like
No.
kneel it out. We want them to still get better. So we're gonna run our plays,
It's
and we
football,
want you
it's
to
not
execute."
T-ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no mercy because life's not going to give you mercy. So
No.
we'd
No,
expect
but they'll
nothing
give you
less.
participation trophies, though. I hate that
Yeah,
shit.
they can
You
keep
know, all I
those.
know is when I grew up, you either won or you lost.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
us too.
You
Yeah, because
know, you don't get a ribbon just because you played for the whole season. You only get a trophy if you win. Sorry,
yeah,
you get a
yeah,
second place trophy, but
and
it
and
ain't
if you won
nothing
it,
like the first place.
you won it. Win, and if you don't win this
Yeah,
time, work harder.
that,
Win next year.
that's how you build a winning culture.
Yeah.
You know,
Guys, I think we should
you don't
all.
reward mediocrity.
No, not at all. Because then because see, for me, that's we had that conversation at work today, just about being okay with okay. You know what I mean? It's like you're always gonna just have that. You're never gonna, you always need to. I'll always. I don't. People used to say that I was kind of like greedy, but I just always. I'm never just content at being. I mean, I appreciate things I have, everything like that, but I don't like to stay in the same place, if that makes sense. Like I like to
I get it.
progress. You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna be like, oh, I have this job. Okay, cool. I'm good right here. Yeah, I'll stay here forever. No. If there's an opportunity, I'm for sure gonna try to get myself better, learn what I have to do to, advance. And it should always be like that. You know? Now where that came from, I forgot, but yes.
Yeah, I forget how we got here. I
Yeah,
had
I was like,
I feel like I had some things to say and I just totally forgot. Like I was about to say like just drop some bombs and like I'm the bomb dropped in my brain. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but
I felt it though. Whatever it was, I felt it.
yeah, hey, you were going somewhere. I was ready. I was ready, man. I was ready for the bomb. It is kind of true. Shout out to what Jack Kenna said. And I heard someone else say this. Jared Goff, I feel like he kind of plays a similar game to Aiden O'Connell. So maybe Ben Johnson, cooks something up. He's probably going to be our head coach.
Well, I mean, when you've got a coach like McVay who isn't happy with a quarterback and is willing to trade him away for an old quarterback in Stafford, then okay, then something's up with this guy. But yet then Ben Johnson gets a hold of him and look at him. I mean,
yeah,
best I've seen him play since he's been in Detroit was this season.
Absolutely.
Is it a combination of the talent around him? Is it really just him? Is it the offensive coordinator?
It's everything.
I mean, it's a combination of everything. An offensive line that's blocking, a running game that's insane.
The weapons they have, Amon-Ra, like they got everything.
That gives me hope that he could possibly do the same thing with AOC 12 right now, really.
Absolutely.
And let him draft a quarterback that is going to sit behind AOC 12 and be groomed to eventually take over. A quarterback you draft in the second or very early third round. Don't go beyond the third round for a quarterback because then we're getting guys that just are with their roster fillers.
Yeah.
They're going to be no better than what's on our roster now behind AOC 12. Plain and simple.
Also, Brady. I wonder what Brady's evaluation is of AOC. I wonder what his evaluation is.
It'd be interesting to hear it.
Yeah,
I think he spoke on him before, and but it could have been just
negative. I haven't heard anything negative come out.
Yeah, because it could have been just because he's the owner, so of course he's gonna talk decent about his guys. But I think for the most part, because Aiden does good things. It's just when he does those dumb things. That's just he does good things. It's just if he can improve taking those sacks.
Well, when it's every quarterback gets sacked, but no, you identified and I on my own identified it. He takes sacks that take us out of field goal.
Yeah.
That is his kryptonite. That is his kryptonite.
Yeah.
I can live with limited mobility. Just don't take sacks that get removed points.
Yeah, he does need to get rid of the ball if there's nothing out there. It's like when we're at the bar watching the game with the club, it's like the guys that are like just throw the ball to someone. All right, first of all, you can't see what he's seeing. Well, that's just it.
Who?
You can't
Yeah,
see the
who?
quarterback
Throw
seam
the
because
ball,
the camera
who?
angle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if there's nobody open, what do you want him to throw it to?
Yeah.
So if he throws it out of bounds, don't yell. Be
Yeah.
happy that he didn't throw an interception. It was
Yeah.
a smart play. We got rid of it, and he
Yeah.
didn't take the sack. So that's 2 in his favor. Didn't get an interception and didn't take the sack and lost yards.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I think people just watch football to watch the game, but don't have a clue as to how the game's supposed to be played. You know, what do you think? He just goes out there and he just doesn't feel like throwing it to an open guy? No, there's no one open.
Yeah, when he
'Cause
throws the interception, he intended to. He wanted to lose when he
Well,
threw the interception.
Minshew made it look so easy because he's
True,
like,
I guess with Minshew, maybe people were starting to question.
Yeah, he made throwing interceptions look easy.
Minshew's like, I wonder, can I throw it to the other team?
It's like, well, okay, do I want to throw it to the safety or do I want to throw it
Yeah.
to the linebacker? Like, which one do I?
That colored jersey almost looks like ours.
Yeah,
It's
he's
blue.
like,
We're white. How is that the same color?
Yeah, they're blue and gold. We're black and silver
Yeah.
black.
that's crazy.
I can't wait till he's off the team so we don't even have to mention his name anymore. Because if his name still comes up next season, even though he's not on the team, like, well, Minshew did this last year. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it.
I thought I'm not gonna say hatred, but my dislike for Brian Hoyer was until I met Minshew. Until because like I was like, get Hoyer the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
Hoyer at least got us in field goal position. At least Hoyer got us in field goal position.
Yeah, this dude, that first game. That's probably why Mark let AP go. Because after that sideways fumble in the Chargers game, and he didn't he's like, yeah.
Should have let him go after week 3 or 4 and let Patrick Graham take over.
You
that
know,
would have been interesting.
I forget about Chip. You know, somebody brought it up about Champ Kelly.
Yeah,
I forgot because I'm thinking we didn't have because
did.
technically, remember he was our GM before, you know, and then they made him a
it was an interim one.
Yeah,
because now he was the assistant now.
Yeah, and I forgot he was still there. So you know what I mean. I was thinking we were like, damn, we don't have but a lot of people wanted to kind of see what Champ had too. So. What do you guys feel?
The new head coach, it doesn't matter what we want. The new head coach
I think the new GMs come from outside. I really think it's going to be Spytek.
It's going to be Spytek and Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put a gun to my head and made me ask, I'm telling you, Spytek's a GM, and Johnson's going to be the head coach. That's
okay. And that's the only, like I said, that's the only other GM I know about. Agnew.
That guy with the
I wouldn't be surprised. It could be either one of them. If it's Ben Johnson,
Bay.
it's going to be either one of them. No, Agnew is with Detroit. He's Detroit's assistant GM, I think.
Well, there's a guy we interviewed with Green Bay. I forget, like vice president of player operations. There's some guy.
Spud. Is that the Spud? Whatever, Spudnik.
I don't know.
Something like that. Something like that.
Hey, we're rooting for the Russians, baby.
Spud Webb. I was like, what? Something. I don't know. I can't think of what it was, but yeah, is that the guy that's
Spytek? His name. I mean, if you saw the picture when I saw it the other day, he's in a suit with the dark glasses on. I said, he looks like he's with the name and everything. It looks like he's a CIA agent. Spytek.
Spytek.
He does look like kind of like some guy who's like pretending to be Russian, but is doing a bad job. Like he does look like a guy.
He works for Men in Black.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if it equals some wins.
Men in Black. Hey, it's the black team.
There you go.
There we go. So maybe that's the path.
I saw that comment earlier. That's pretty funny.
Joker fans. I feel like no joke. I feel like I've been surprised. We're talking. I do see like the occasional Charger fan in the wild. It's kind of whack. It's like it's weird.
That's like New England Patriots fans. As soon as the season's over, if they don't make the playoffs, they go and they hang up all their Patriot gear, put it in their closet. They bring out the Celtics stuff or the Bruins stuff, and then when February comes around, and Pittsburgh catch report, boom, Boston Red Sox come on. You don't see Patriots kid throughout the year. Like Raider fans, no matter where they live.
The Raiders cap. You see a Raiders cap always. You see a Raiders
cap. Our season seemed to. It could be 365 because there's off. Look at us right now. We don't have a GM. We don't have a coach. We're in the news. You know what I mean? Like our season's over, but we're still in the news. So
So that's kind of a curse, though. I don't know. That's kind of a curse. It's not good. You're always not how good.
Winning. No, say, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, even having the win on. I mean, every time I go out, I've got something Raiders on me, regardless. I mean, first of all, my whole right arm's tattooed all freaking Raiders anyway, so I've always got it with me. But I'm always either wearing, Raiders hat, shirt, whatever. No matter when. It could be in the middle of July, and I still got black on. So my ass off, but I still got black on.
Yeah, it's the only way. The Raider way. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you guys' loyalty because, it was ugly this season. But there's hope.
That's all you can expect from Raider fans at this point. That's all we got.
But
that seems the familiar saying, no, we got hope.
Yeah, that's all we got. That's all we have. And I appreciate the nation because when others are weak, others are strong for them. And you know what I mean? I've been pretty positive for my 40 plus years on this planet. And this year, I forgot what was there was something that happened towards the end of the season. And I was just like, I'm not doing this again. You know what I mean? With the losses, I was just like, we're not doing this losing thing again. We're not going through the same thing. So things have to change. So,
I mean, I can handle us having the same win-loss record next year.
Mm-hmm.
If we're showing improvement, we're moving the ball, the defense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you look at how some of these games went with just such disarray and confusion and dysfunction.
The Falcons game.
What's
his face? Oh, that's what a waste.
That's what drives me nuts is just the comfortableness with mediocre.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been the last few years. It's like, oh, we're doing okay. No, we're not.
Yeah.
How can you as an organization not want to strive to do better and bring in the right people to do better? I just don't. I think we've turned that corner now. If Brady's going to be the one that's helping call the shots, because he hates losing just as much as any of us do.
And I appreciate that.
He's going to do what he can to help right this ship. I mean, he's got money invested in this. He's not going to want to watch it fail.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of, as much as I hate to say it, I kind of trust the decisions he's coming up with or making because he wants a return on his investment. He wants to make money just like anybody else.
Even more than money, he's a competitor. He wants to win.
Yeah.
He wants to win. He's never been a loser.
Yeah.
No, and he's never been a loser.
And he owes us.
He does.
He does.
That part too. There's that. Then there's that. He owes us.
Brady was the beginning of the end and the end of the end as well. He's the beginning of the beginning.
He literally was. Never got hurt. You would never heard of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Or you would have heard of him, but wouldn't have been what he was. The Patriots dynasty never would have started. That would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
Never would have happened.
Yeah. But 7 championships later.
We're guy that runs with cement shoes, Bledsoe.
I said that with so much bitterness too. I keep forgetting. He's one of us now. But he's a 7.
Championships aren't ours. There's the championships aren't ours. And make that 8 or 9 while we're at 1 or 2.
Have to. That's the goal. That is definitely the goal.
He gets his one shot. If he gets his one shot, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We
can't get rid of him. He owns the team, so it's kind of
I was thinking that too. I was like, yeah, we're kind of stuck. He's kind of.
I'm just saying. Well, no, we're stuck with him. But again, if it doesn't go this direction, I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm going to the Intermountain Healthcare Facility. I'm not describing what happens next. You might see me on the news. Okay.
Yeah, don't say it out loud here because you're on record saying it. This is stuck on the internet forever. So
I didn't describe anything. You'll see me on the news.
That's what I'm saying. Don't describe anything. Don't commit to anything.
Because
I will neither confirm nor deny. I will neither.
I don't want to hear it because I want to be able to have plausible deniability.
It depends on what your definition of is.
I'm a terrible witness. I'm blind in both eyes, and my ears don't work.
I can't hear anything. I'm old.
Yeah. I'm on fact. I can't even.
Who are you guys?
I was like,
I was never here.
Yeah.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
This is so. Who's you guys pick for Super Bowl champion this year, besides us, of course. But for the teams that are remaining,
the teams are probably Lions. I mean, probably Lions.
Say
I think
Lions.
this is their year.
It's going to be the Bills or the Lions.
Bills are-
Bro,
Let's put it this way: if the Bills get past, if the Bills can beat the Ravens at home,
Mhm.
then it's Bills Lions. I can't see the
the
Lions.
the
losing.
Bills are actually at home. The Bills are at home.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
Oh, because
But I will say this though:
yeah,
if the Rams have to go to Detroit, that could be one hell of a game.
yeah,
Which I think the Rams could beat the Eagles easily. Not easily, but I think they get a real legit shot.
that'll be
You can
so.
never count out Stafford. Never count out Stafford.
I mean, just their defense. Look at what they did yesterday. Good
Oof.
God, 9 sacks.
Yeah.
And that's without Aaron Donald. Could you imagine if Aaron Donald was still playing for
Yeah,
them
that's
right
great.
now?
I kind of counted down. I'm like, they got need 1 year to get it right. With
I wanted Fisk this year. They picked up Brandon Fisk. Oh, I wanted that guy on our team. But we ended up getting JPJ, so I wasn't really too mad about it.
Yeah,
but,
I guess you can't complain. It's a fair trade.
yeah, ain't that
a lot of good. Yeah, a lot of good.
Can you imagine if we didn't have JPJ right now? How much worse our offensive line would have really been? All our quarterbacks would have been hurt. They all would have.
Yeah, it would have been Carter Bradley. It would be like Carter Bradley.
Yeah, we would have gotten to see. We would have gotten to see.
Yeah, you're not lying.
Get injured. You see him get injured.
I guarantee.
What's the quarterback that came from Atlanta? I cannot think right now. What's his
Kirk Cousins?
No, the guy we got this. Oh, Ritter.
Ritter.
Yeah,
by way of Arizona.
When he was about to get drafted, I kind of wanted. He was one of the players that I wanted us to kind of take a chance on, and I'm glad
we didn't.
Glad we didn't, because man,
that's why we're sitting here and the guys getting there sitting over there.
See, that's why we got to stop taking leftovers. We got to stop taking other teams when they make the mistake, and then we pick up their mistake, thinking that it's gonna go better on our side. Like,
well, I mean, part of the reason we picked them up is we were thin at quarterback.
Were desperate.
We needed somebody.
We needed someone. Yeah, that was the issue.
I mean,
can't even
what are you going to do at that point? I mean, in all honesty, what we could have done was just put Carter Bradley in there as our second, and emergency quarterback would be Jacoby Myers. I'd rather have Jacoby Myers playing quarterback, to be honest with you, than Ritter.
That would have been nice.
Yeah. But the thing is, Jacoby
Myers done it before.
That was the thing. Jacoby Myers was even injured to get him out of this season.
Yeah.
That's how many injuries we had. I'm pretty sure, going into the season, Jacoby was the third.
Well, that's the problem. If Jacoby would have had to have been forced to play quarterback, who the hell's he throwing to besides Brock Bowers?
He can't throw to himself. He can't throw to himself.
He's off.
Just throw it high
and run under it. And just jump.
Try and aim for the ceiling and run.
Yeah, that would have been nuts.
Hail Mary every play.
Yeah, to himself.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. Yeah, and see, like Jacoby, I like, we have a pretty good.
We have weapons.
Yeah, we just got to plug those holes, and we got. The thing is, the holes are huge. The actual players create such a big hole that it's like we gotta, because we went from having Josh Jacobs leading the league in rushing to the worst running team this year, I believe. If there's anybody
close enough to it.
Yeah,
close enough.
And it's like pretty much with damn near, with we added JPJ, we added Glaze, and everybody in between was terrible. Parnham was kind of questionable, but his thing was injuries coming back and in and out and stuff like that. And
that was everyone this season.
The mayor mystery was crazy. Yeah. So, because I was talking, shout to Alvacassi too, Alvacassi Raider, because I was naming off. I was like, we got Bowers, we got a great tight end in Bowers, we got Mayer, a great tight end, and he's like, I don't know, about great, and I'm like, nah, Mayer's a beast, and thinking Mayer,
remembering the Jets game, Jets game, not all the other games.
Yeah, and then it's like he really had a point because he was hit or miss. He showed up, but then Jacoby kind of does that sometimes too, where he shows up and then he's a silent one though. Sometimes he's a silent assassin. He'll get 80 quick, quickly.
Yeah, or you don't even realize he's had that good of a game,
Yeah.
and then you look at the box score at the end and go, "Oh shit, he
Yeah,
really
you're
had
like,
a decent
damn, he was.
game."
He has like 8 targets, 7 receptions. You know,
Yeah.
it's for like 79 yards. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
we're like, damn.
He doesn't get the high yards, but he's efficient. He had like no drops. That's the thing. He
Mhm.
had like no drops. So he didn't have a ton of yards, but yeah.
Well, the one thing I like about Mayer is he's definitely he helps on the offensive line as a blocking tight end.
Absolutely.
I would just like to see him get more involved in the passing game. This coming season. I mean, we're still,
Mhm.
Brock is still going to be the mainstay. We're going to, again, we can sit here and talk all we want until we know the direction of where we're going with coaches and
Yeah.
GMs. I mean, who knows what the hell's going to happen next year? So
Yeah.
I just want us to be able to, the downside is if it's Detroit that makes it to the Super Bowl and Ben Johnson is the one we want, was the one they're going to go with. It sucks because now we got to wait till almost, second week in February before we can put it out there that that's who we're hiring. So now we're a little bit further behind. We're a month away from that, basically. So now we're getting crunch time here because now free agency's coming up, Senior Bowl games. Then you got the combines after the free agents, and then now you're talking the draft. So you're losing time.
Yeah.
That's the downside. So best case scenario, Lions lose next week, and then we can hire Johnson faster and get the ball rolling, and let's get shit moving. I just like the fact that I just like the fact that we're not jumping the gun and hiring a coach right now just because we want to get a coach in the building and start this process of getting everything else filled in. Do our due diligence, really make sure that this move we make sticks, and we're not in the same position next year. Like, well, we got to get rid of this guy because he wasn't the right one. We should have hired Ben Johnson instead of so and so.
Yeah, I like that we are being aggressive this time. It looks like
we have to be.
What it sounds like.
This decision has to last. This can't be a one and done shit anymore.
Can't be. You got to ride the show.
It's a miracle that so many people are still Raider fans. To be honest with you, like those on the cusp fans. Sometimes you see them. They say they're a Raiders fan, but next you see them cheering for another team in the league, but like steadily cheering for them. How we still retain some of those people sometimes is beyond me. What makes you want to stick with an organization that does what it does, or the decisions it makes through the years that make you scratch your head? It's like,
I like toxic.
You sit here, you wonder, like, why am I still here? Why am I still watching this?
I love toxic.
Yeah, it's like a train wreck. You can't stop but watch it.
The Raiders feel like the worst decision that I make in life because it's like I feel like I live my life pretty good, and it seems like the only thing that I get wrong is I guess from what it looks like I've picked the wrong team for the last 40 something. But I love my team to death, but it just feels like in life I'm pretty logical, but then when you ask me what my football team is, you'll be like, I don't know how logical this guy is. But
yeah, well, I get that all the time, especially living in New England. People are like, how the fuck are you a Patriots fan? I mean, a Raiders fan. How did that happen? I'm like, saw them as a kid.
Yeah, it has its perks sometimes. It has its perks.
I fell in love with them in '76 when I saw them in the Super Bowl and the playoffs that year.
Yeah,
and been a fan since.
Yeah, born a Raider fan.
Never wavered.
Yeah,
never rooted for the Patriots. Never have. Never will.
Yeah,
as it should be.
If the Raiders cease to exist as an NFL team, I'm done watching football.
Yeah,
I'm not picking up another team. Absolutely not.
Yeah, because I'm a California team person. That's why it's so tough because the Raiders move, but that's my number one. Because out of all my sports teams, from Warriors to A's, Raiders, it's Raiders first, Warriors, A's. So the A's, I'm sorry, I don't think I'll be able to come out there and see you guys lose. It was hard enough staying out here.
I'll pay to see Raiders lose.
I'll pay all day to see the Raiders lose.
But we do it all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can
do it for years.
But the A's, I'm not traveling to Vegas just to watch them lose.
I'm not sure if you could pay me to watch the A's lose. I'm not even.
Look at it this way for me, right? So I've driven it. Now, granted, from here to New York City, it's like 3.5 hours. Mm-hmm. So I've driven to New York City twice to watch the Raiders play and lose both times. Spent
Damn.
money for hotel, spent money
Yeah.
for gas, the tickets, the whole 9 yards. So not cheap, right? I've
Not
driven
at
to
all.
Buffalo to
Yeah.
watch a game. That's a 9+ hour drive
Yeah.
from here.
Ugh.
Again, hotels, tickets, tailgate, pregame party, the whole 9 yards. Not cheap. Watched them lose there. Winning the whole game long, lost in the last 2 minutes.
Mm.
Been to New England, watched them play here. That's the only time I've seen them win. Was back in 1993.
Wow.
That's the
Dang.
last time I saw
I'm
the
like,
Raiders
yeah, when's
win.
the last time we beat New
Yeah.
England in New England?
I was gonna say because
1993.
before Brady, it was yeah, before Brady.
I guess it
1993.
happened.
Yeah, I was gonna
Because
say
in 2014 we came here again, another game where we were winning all game long,
Mhm.
lost it at the very end. 2020 we came here and played them, but they beat us. But it was the
that
COVID year; nobody could go to the game.
the Cam Newton game.
The Cam,
Yep.
yeah, dude, the Cam Newton game. I don't know why I still remember the Cam Newton game. I don't
Yeah.
even know why, but I still remember that.
So
game.
these next 2 seasons, the Raiders are coming here to play the Patriots. So this will be probably the best 2 years that we'll be able to have a shot of beating them again. Here in New England.
Yeah, in
Brady,
40 years,
I'm betting on that game because I know Brady's gonna. That's
pull out all the stops.
Well, you know he
Yeah.
wants to win that one.
that is one. If you're
course
gonna
he does.
guarantee a win, if I come to a game, I would probably be the one to come. That'd be
To be fair, despite how bad of a head coach he was, McDaniels had a winning record against the Patriots. I'm pretty sure. Even he pulled out all the stops for. Even McDaniels had a winning game against the
was he
Patriots.
2-0 or 3-0? 2-0.
I think he lost 1 or 2 games.
Oh,
like as a Denver.
He was 3-0, but one was with Denver. I was gonna
Yeah.
say because they said that before the game. They were like, "Yeah, he's undefeated against the Patriots because he beat him in Denver." Yeah, that's when he was doing the fist pumping. Yeah,
He's still a bum.
yeah. And he's gonna be in New England, so that's a guaranteed win right there.
Yeah,
Winning.
I hope he fails miserably. Yeah,
Because you know why that has to be a win? Because if anybody was coached by McDaniels and anybody that was on this team when McDaniels, if they don't pull all the stops to beat this clown, oh my goodness, I will question a lot of things in life. Because it's some things like that for me is enough. Like for the Patriots, snow game, that's enough. The Chiefs, ring around the
trust me.
rosy. Ring around the rosy. That's all. There's only certain things that it fire you up that we're gonna that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen again. And we have to have players like that, like Brock's. For him to ball like he did, I appreciate him making that rivalry a game. You know what I mean? Because when the missing quarterbacks, the no running game, we almost beat them. In my mind, we beat them because all we had to do was kick the field goal. And in my mind, we did that. We won. But on the scoreboard, we did.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but I was proud. I was definitely proud of that team that, even though it ended the way we fought. And I just want that for 17 games. That's all I want. You know what I mean? That's all I want. That's to fight.
Just show the fight all game long.
Yeah. If we lose all 17, it's just I want you fighting. I want it to look like you care, because it's like you said, we pay all this money because people say, when we go to these games that, just have fun. I'm like, you know how much money these hotels and stuff. Yeah, it's fun, but it's fun when we win. Yeah, we don't want to have the other team, the visiting team, celebrating as have our head down, leaving because we lost. It's like that's not what we do.
Too.
Yeah, and it's not like, hey, some people win, some people lose. No, we tend to lose a lot. So it's this is something that, has to be fixed, because it's like we want to be able to talk smack. It's not like we could talk. We won 2 games in a row at the end of the season, but before that, we couldn't put 2 wins together all season. No. So that
I'm gonna give you a stat here, right? Mm-hmm. So in 2004, that's when the New England Raider Booster Club was formed. Mm-hmm. So this year, at the beginning of the season, was our 20th year as an organization, right? So in those 20 years that we've been a club and gotten together to watch games on Sundays and everything, we have the it's not we've never had the combined record is atrocious. We've never witnessed a playoff game as a group to watch it together.
Mm.
You know, we don't even know what it's like to be together past the end of the regular season as a group to go and sit and watch the game. You know, we were 2 seasons too late when the club got formed, because in 2002 we were in the Super Bowl. 2 years later, the club's formed, and we're complete shit since then. You know, so like
It's your fault. It's your fault. No,
we've only had 4 winning seasons since we've been a club for 20 years. 4 fucking winning seasons.
It's a lot of ownership. The man, you know, a lot
How
of
we
the
still have
things.
members is beyond me after those 20 years. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, thank God to the faithful Raider fans, man.
Yeah.
I sometimes I think I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's just you're like, what is this me? Am I picking the, you know, it's like, am I seeing something? Because
we're all crazy together, baby.
Yeah. So hey,
Well, we like pain and torture.
Yeah.
We're masochists.
Yeah, because it's not all about you know, you guys ever like, you know, you lose a game, you know, whatever, and then they're like, oh, you know, yeah. I'm like, well, it's not all about winning, you know, it's not all about points and all that, but it is at the end of the day.
Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Damn, we rocked it for 3.5 hours, guys.
Told you now the new tagline should be just win ? Or just win, baby ? Maybe. MAYBE. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the commitment to excellence. Show me where's the commitment to excellence.
Man,
there's a commitment to strive.
We have an excellent coaching carousel. We have a very excellent coaching carousel. How the carousel rotates.
Oh yeah, we know how
very excellent.
We're committing to that. That's for
sure. The way it spins is beautiful. The spin on that coaching carousel. I mean, it is. Oh, that is quite excellent, if you ask me.
I'm thinking this new. You know, they were saying Pete Carroll and Ben Johnson. So basically, I feel like if Ben Johnson goes to the Super Bowl, then we get Pete. Especially if he wins, I think we get Pete Carroll. I think that's going to be the because I feel like because I'm looking at it like if they win the Super Bowl, they'll probably try to keep. I would.
How we could just
they might throw money at him.
Yeah. But see, that's what I think. I think they would throw money at him because I mean, you win the Super Bowl. I mean, he's part of the reason that they won. So I mean, I wouldn't let him just go without at least trying to bring him back. But
you're also going to look at what are they going to lose during the offseason? Free agents. I mean, do they have a real good chance to run it back again next year? Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and don't forget, Aiden Hutchinson's been gone for for a good chunk of the season.
Yeah,
and they're doing this without him.
Yeah.
He should be back, I believe they said, by the championship game or at least the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he could be back by.
Triumphant return.
That's huge. I mean, you talk about a shot in the arm that's going to help your defense. Oh, good God.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get the nation ready because we're hoping Ben Johnson, but then
Johnson or Carroll.
I'm good with Carroll too. He's done it.
I would be too.
Yeah,
he's old and what? Okay, can he fucking coach? That's what matters.
I wish I could have sat in on the interview and just watched because I think Pete Carroll would just be a fun coach to hang around.
Bring that energy.
The other day too, for an old coach, like age-wise, he relates to the youth of these players.
Yeah.
He had to for years when he was a college coach at USC. I mean, you're talking about kids coming out of high school coming to play for you. Even at the pro level, these kids come in with such personalities and everything, and he just meshed so well with them. You can see the way he interacts with them. It's like playing for your grandfather.
Yeah, he lets them. He
lets your fun grandfather or your goofy uncle that everybody's got.
Yeah, he lets them be them. He doesn't limit their. He hey, do what you do. Puts them in a position, and that's definitely what we need to do as well too.
I mean, he had a great winning culture in Seattle, and I think I could see him doing that here.
He brought Geno Smith to Seattle, right? Was he still there? Okay, so and if he can do that,
his first year not coaching.
Yeah. So if he can do that with Geno Smith,
Yeah, it was his first or second.
Hmm.
I forget how. I think he's only been out for 1 year.
yeah, I like
Yeah,
Pete
it's just
too.
1 year. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind either way. I wouldn't mind either way. Hopefully, we get Ben, but Pete Carroll as a consolation prize. Shit, sign me up for that.
Yeah, because at least he's coached. He's coached. He knows the
He's
game.
won. He's coached. He's
Yeah.
won. I mean,
He really would have had two. He should have had two. But
You know what?
well, that's his own fault a little bit.
yeah,
You know what he reminds me of a former coach that we had. In all honesty, like his demeanor, the way he is, Tom Flores.
you know what
You
Tom
know,
Flores
very
did?
calm. Like you never saw Flores get flustered and pissed off. I mean, if he did, it was obviously for a good reason. But you know, I see a lot of similarities. Not saying that he's going to do what Flores did. I mean, but
I wouldn't mind 2 Super Bowls.
Similarities in their mannerisms.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
See, he's won a Super Bowl too. Johnson hasn't done anything, like won anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like, because I like that they're saying they want to go more offensive coach and, they're going younger. So it's kind of getting with the times because we've been a little stagnant and like just trying to change. And it's been predictable. Our offense has been really just, run, pass, run, pass. Zamir into the lineman pass, so it's just I definitely want to see us do some more
right up the center's ass.
Yeah.
Literally.
Let me see.
James Zamir passing it to the asshole of his defensive lineman.
Andre, wait for me. Oh wait, get off the ground first.
It's like, wait, I'm trying to give it to you. Your ass is on the ground. Come on.
It's like, Andre, you're not supposed to be on the ground right now.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold up your end of the bargain.
Pin the tail on the center.
Pin the tail. There we go. Pin the tail on the Carter.
I can't believe we've been on this long.
I know. I was like, shoot, I can rock with y'all, man, anytime.
This has been fun. You know what? This is when you know it's a good thing when you could just go for so long and just banter back and forth with good, convo. Nobody's arguing with each other. The questions in the chat were great.
Yeah,
the comments were awesome. These are the shows I like doing. Like I did this Saturday night. I went on for like 4 hours Saturday night. Before I knew it was like 4 hours. I was like, holy shit. Those are the good ones. And they're fun.
Shout out to Jeff. I didn't even know you before this, and
Yeah, same with you, man. It's like I said, I thought I jumped in the wrong.
Yeah, I knew I had to explain it to you. When I heard it, I was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Oh, it's the other guy." Let me explain it.
Like, what is it?
That would have been a funny video for sure.
IT guy, what kind of shows this guy got? Holy crap, he's got an IT guy.
Yeah, he's got people that work for him. He's got
I'm like, damn. I'm like,
he's got a team. He's got a team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, we got the cats. Whatever the cats can't do, Morris definitely comes through in the clutch.
Yeah, he's got a whole squad.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, definitely looking forward. What do you guys got going on too? Jeff, if you want to, shout what you got going on tomorrow, yeah.
Today's what, Tuesday. So tomorrow is the Raider Connection. It's myself, LV Raider 10, Jay from Just Win Raiders Baby.
Hey, for sure.
And Leo from Cheeto Lannis.
Oh my God.
On Raiders Connection.
For sure.
I mean, we've got plenty to talk about this off season, obviously. So we kind of, during the regular season, we were just previewing the game coming up. But now we're in the off season. So now it's like the book's open. We're talking about anything and everything related to the Raiders. And then Thursday night, it's the Raiders Coast to Coast. It's myself and LV Raider 10. Both shows go on at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And the same thing with that one. It's just an intimate, just the two of us talking and interacting with the chat. Just pretty much anything that comes up in the chat, ready to talk. So whatever we can't get out on Wednesday night when there's 4 of us, because it's a lot. And it's usually a lot of questions in the chat and everything. So on Thursday night, it's just him and I going back and forth with stuff. So he's like the man behind the scenes there with the, setting everything up. Like I explain it best is I just show up and talk. He kills it with the setup we got going on that now too. So a shout out to him big time. LV Raider 10. You guys check his channel out. Check out all of those channels for those 2 shows. If you go to my page or my channel, you'll see the Raider connection, and just hit all three of those guys up with like and subscribe to all of them. Especially LV10, we got to get his subs up. We got
Definitely.
to help a brother out.
Yeah, definitely.
I thank you for having me on here. This was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Man, definitely so. Yeah. Yeah, tell them, definitely reach out too, man. We can, we can link something up too. Dang, I was trying
definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Like I said, I messaged you a couple of weeks ago that I was digging the shit you were putting out here and everything, and you reached out to me this week about hopping on. I'm like, oh, definitely. You kidding me? I'd love to.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I was getting over, like there was a lot of stuff in the air with colds and stuff like that. So I was battling all that stuff. So I've been kind of in and
I
out.
had my bout Christmas week. I was sick as a dog. I spent Christmas Day locked in my office by myself.
Man,
all the family was upstairs, and I'm like, I'm not going up there. I don't want to get anybody sick.
Yeah,
it was miserable that week.
Yeah, it was rough.
Always seems like it's around the holidays I get fucking sick. I hate it.
Yeah,
it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's crazy because like usually during the year I don't really get them to, and it was just kind of like back to back. But glad it's over, and we're moving on.
Well, being locked in here, it was almost like I felt like I was in solitary confinement in a prison. The wife would bring a plate of food, just like open the door, and I'd reach around and grab it. And she'd take off,
shove it through the slot, and
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Morris, what
definitely awesome meeting you too, there, Marcus. That was interesting, this show tonight for sure. It was fun.
Definitely. I had a plan, like because I was, I was trying to make, but then it kind of, I was like, God, I want it to be kind of natural, like just to let it flow.
I love this.
Yeah, it rocked. I'm glad we did it like this. And look, shit, 3.5, 3.5 plus.
Yeah. I like just shooting from the hip sometimes. You just if you got an active chat, you just roll with it. It's the best.
Yeah, I got to get was it Arnie? I got to get Arnie on here too one time. I would say he had some great thing. We didn't get to everything, so I definitely want to give him a chance to kind of get some stuff.
Oh yeah, whenever I'm on, he's like one of the guys that I know. He follows everybody. Every time I watch a show, it's like he's on all of them. But every time I'm on, he's always in there, and it's just right away with questions, and they're good questions too.
Yeah, that's what sometimes I get in that
sits there all day when no one's on doing shows and just types up questions.
Yeah,
when the show started, he just he's just copying and pasting the shit into it. Yeah, good for him though. I mean,
it makes
keeps it interesting, keeps it engaging.
Yeah, shout out Arnie, man. Shout out Arnie.
Yeah, definitely. He's a big supporter of everybody. Yeah, I noticed that.
True Raider.
Yeah, we got the best people, Raiders. You know what I mean? It's the loyalty, because if we could put through, if we could put up with the stuff that we go through and still, put our stuff on, go out into the world with our head held high,
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've only been doing this since September, being involved with YouTube and everything. I mean, obviously I've been a Raiders fan forever, but this is my first foray into like really getting into YouTube. I had a channel before, but it was totally different genre. It was dealing with plastic military models and such.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just taken off since September. I mean, my channel's just blown up.
That's what's up.
And it's like, why the hell didn't I do this 2 years ago when I started the other channel? I should have done this. I wasn't thinking. It's like this is one of my true passions in life, is the Raiders. Is this in the fire department?
Yeah.
That was my niche. I'm like, I'm out of the fire department game. I've been out for a few years now, so that obviously is not going to be a thing anymore for me. So it's like, this was a no-brainer, and I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I wish I did.
Yeah, glad you did.
I'm having a fucking blast doing it. I love it.
Yeah, it's so, because a friend of mine told me, because she's like, it's easy for you to talk about it. You might as well just start your own. I'm like, all right. And shout to actually to Lo, because he told me some good advice, because I used to do like the videos where you edit them and stuff like that. So he was like, with the lives are kind of the way to go, because you have to just press start, and then just go, and because before I was too worried about what everything's gonna look like and all this, trying to control all the.
That's exactly how I was at the beginning. I was like, I didn't know what to do. That was the big thing.
Yeah, it's starting to evolve. Like it's I'm starting to kind of get into the groove because I did some interviews with Nesta Jade Severa
I
and
remember that.
yeah, like that was my highlights when I started. So I was like, oh yeah, this year I'm gonna hit it hard. And I almost got Sincere McCormick, and he was out of town, and it kind of fell through. And then Docs actually got him on his show, and I was just like, damn. But next year, I just want to let the people know I'm gonna go hard. I'm getting interviews. I'm gonna just say it now
There you go.
because because it was like I wanted to bring that back to the table. This year was kind of up and down, but I owe it to the people, and you guys are gonna get it for sure. So year 3, we're going hard.
Year 3, baby. Year 3. I don't really have much socials to shout out. I mean, if you want to hit me up, I don't know why you would, but if you want to hit me up, Morris underscore, so I'm just being honest. I don't got like a YouTube channel to show. I really don't got much, but I guess I've been doing Instagram a bit more. Morris underscore Kennedy, MORRIS underscore KENNEDY.
That's how I can send you the links now. I can send you on IG now.
Yeah. So Morris, the only thing I post is like me with it holding a dog. That's it, bro. That's it. But now shout out Raider Nation. That's the real. That's who I want to link to. That's what I want. Raiders.com. Okay, that's my socials. Raiders.com.
That's right. That's the real champions.
/Raider.
That's the real champions. The real champions. Whoever wins the Super Bowl, that's but the real champions. Raider Nation, man. Appreciate it. And thanks for rocking, guys. Thank you. And we're gonna definitely do this again. I'm glad just how it all came together too. Jeff,
perfect.
Appreciate it, man. Like definitely had a good time. And Morris, good thing. Blessings too. Don't be a stranger too, man. Don't let another 5 years pass by and then
Chad was liking me too for a while, but then I just got caught up in work, so it is what it is.
Yeah, we've been on a peace thing with the cats, but I see they started up. They don't fight until I get on live. I don't know what it is. They get fired up.
The whole time you were on, I could see them. At least one of them walking back and forth behind you on the.
Yeah, he's all Raiders. Yeah, so it's cool, man.
But that's not what he's saying.
Yeah, so I guess we're all hoping for Ben Johnson to stumble.
Anyone, save us, please. Yeah. Anyone
beat the Chiefs and
God.
KC has to lose and
KC's gotta go down. They have to.
Yeah.
As long as KC doesn't win it, I'm good.
I don't even want him in the game.
Yeah, me neither. I don't want the opportunity for them to win. I don't want the 50-50
no, then it's too much of a chance for. Yeah, it's too much of a chance for the refs to give it to him.
Yeah. You guys have seen my thumbnails with how I feel about the old KC referee situation, And
I saw what I needed to see from them last year when they played Miami and Mahomes' helmet got shattered. They didn't stop the game. They didn't take him out for concussion protocol. Yeah. They let him play another play with the helmet like that, and then they addressed it. Yeah, I've seen guys take a lesser hit helmet to helmet, and they put him in concussion protocol and take him out of the game. You know why? Because it's Mahomes, and they're not going to take the golden boy out of a playoff game.
Yeah. I feel I'm not going to touch on that one, but I feel like there's money involved, and I'll just leave it at that. There's money ever since the sports betting and stuff. Like it's been
Vegas, baby.
Been a little janky, but I want to continue my channel, and
I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, we love the NFL. We love all that good stuff. But Raiders for life, man. Appreciate Jeff Morris for blessing. Thank you, Raider Nation.
Nice to meet you, Morris. Nice to be on your show. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Man, won't be the last time. We're gonna do this again. I was gonna say next time we'll have better stuff to talk about because we'll have a coach, we'll have a GM,
hopefully.
We'll have a quarterback, we'll have a running game, we'll have a line, and we'll be in that damn Super Bowl.
Be in the Super Bowl. Woo! Let's go, Raiders!
Well, then I'll see you in 5 years then.
Yeah.
I feel like Morris. We'll see you in 5 years.
Hey, it's gonna be in I think the Niners arena next year. That's an ugly stadium. I'm sorry, guys. That's an ugly stadium. That thing, I think whoever did Miami Stadium did that one too, because it looks like a construction site. You know what I mean? Like, but
it can't be worse than Arizona's. It looks like a fucking turd emoji.
Ooh, dang. I haven't seen that.
It's supposed to be in the image of like a snake. It looks more
I'm gonna check that out.
Still a turd.
Yeah, we're gonna turn this thing around, and it's just starts with whoever they
It
bring,
better.
GM, coach, and
Ride the
that's
wave.
it.
Wherever it goes, up, down, you got to ride it out.
And thank God McDaniels is off the market and he's back with New England, guys.
And
Winning.
good for him. Good for him.
Winning.
Good for
He
him.
wouldn't be allowed in our stadium.
Yeah.
Good thing we're playing the Patriots in New England.
Yeah, that's go. Oh, I can't wait to hear the nation give him the blues when we.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've disliked someone since Lane Kiffin like that. I don't think since that whole. Yeah.
Didn't Al Davis like do a little fucking slideshow on like? Was that the guy that he did the?
Yeah.
Was that the guy he did like the slideshow on? Or
He
whatever?
did projector. He
Yeah,
did
he pulled out the fucking school elementary school projector and shit. That's respect to that. That was the last great thing Al Davis did.
It's funny that you say Lane Kiffin. I'm looking at it from here too. I've got an autographed Lane Kiffin football over there.
There we go. Shout out Lane Kiffin then.
Dang.
And I didn't pay for it or anything. It was a raffle we did at the club, and I ended up winning it.
Got stuck with it.
Pretty much.
It was a raffle to not get it. It was a raffle to not get it.
It's not even worth the value of the price of the ball. Although right next to it, I got a Bo Jackson autographed football, so at least I got something.
Yeah,
there you go.
Man,
Well,
that's
but just
definitely
by having that next to the Bo Jackson, I feel like you're devaluing the Bo
Well,
Jackson.
the Bo Jackson's still sitting in the box. I haven't even taken it out because I need to get a case. But I've had that thing for years already too. So
I gotta get some cases too. I have them put up. Just I like how people have the plastic or glass cases, whatever. But
yeah,
I don't want to be too fancy because I feel like if I do all that, then it's just gonna,
I'll send you, Jason. I'll send you a picture of my pride and joy that I have. That's Raiders.
Nice
on Instagram, so you can see it. I will tell you, there's a hidden autograph on it. See if you can find it.
For sure,
I'll do it tomorrow because I don't think I have it on this computer.
No, for sure.
But yeah, I'll send it to you. You're gonna have to zoom in, but you'll see the autographs. The whole thing, every picture on the item, every face, that player's autograph is on this thing. So it's like 6 or 7 different players' autographs, and then there's one bonus one.
Oh, that's dope.
Wait to see who the bonus autograph is.
Dang, that's dope. Yeah, I'll send you. I got a couple. I have a Bo Jackson and the Marcus Allen. Those are my top.
All my son knows is that someday that's his. He's getting that eventually.
Yeah.
It's the only thing. One of the only things my wife lets me put up in the living room because it's that big of a deal. To me, it is anyway.
Man, shout to my daughter because for her birthday, I gave her because I had Romanowski, I had Renfro, I had the Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson, and I was feeling very generous that day, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I'll let you pick whichever one you want, And then she picked the Renfro, so I love her to death. Thank you, love you.
Actually, you know what? Hang on a second. Let me share this. I actually have it. I do have it. Oh, shit. I didn't think I did. Aha.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, not that.
Show and tell.
Okay, there it is. Let's see. Present share.
Dang, I was gonna.
Where the hell are you? All right, can you see that?
Let me see.
Tough to. I don't know if I can increase the size of it. All right, we'll go around the horn here. So number 53 obviously is Henry Martin.
Okay.
Below him is Henry Lawrence. To the left.
There we go. In fact, let me. There we go.
That's Tom Flores in the middle. Right.
Yeah.
To the left of him is Marcus Allen.
Nice.
Plunk it below him. Where you see in the bright reflection in the middle, that's Lester Hayes.
There we go.
Above him is Todd Christensen. Lyle Alzado down on the bottom right, and then
3 Mile aisle.
Yeah, and then Ted Hendricks, right? Now, if you look above Rod Martin's head, number 53, there's a signature right there. It's next to Marcus Allen's, but it's upside down. You have to actually physically turn the whole thing upside down. It's Al Davis's signature.
Oh my!
Oh wow.
I had no clue that his signature was on it when I first got it. I just happened to look at it a little bit closer after I'd had it for a few days, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I flip it upside down and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's no way. So I went online to look at what Al Davis's signature looks like. I went to where he's buried. It's his signature on the front of where the mausoleum is, where he's buried. It's his signature on his tombstone. And I'm like, it's exact spit and image match of that.
Wow.
I'm like, holy shit. And then I looked at other stuff they'd autographed through the years. It's not verified. Like, I don't have it authenticated, but it's like, holy shit. I'm like, my friend that sent it to me says, as long as you don't sell it, I said, well, I'm not selling that thing. Are you shitting me? That's going to my son when the time comes.
Yeah, that's that's a keeper for sure.
Dude, I absolutely love it. It's in a metal frame with glass. It's got a crack in it though. When we moved around the living room one day, it's got a crack going right up the corner. It's like shit. But yeah, that's my pride and joy possession. So
shout out
thanks, buddy.
That is dope too. Yeah, I was gonna say I love the memorabilia. I love it all. Definitely want to I'm trying to get some more stuff too. I'm gonna have another giveaway too, so definitely stay tuned. We're gonna be giving. I have a Ray Lewis. That's my only my favorite, I guess, non-Raider thing, because I definitely like Ray Lewis as a football player, just as a dog. And so I have a mini helmet signed by him, which is pretty, one of my favorites. But yeah, definitely. But
Right. And then, it's 2 a.m. here.
Yeah, for sure. My bad.
No worries.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
I don't work anymore, so I'm good.
Congrats.
I'll probably still be up for another hour or two, though.
For sure. Dang, we went too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 minutes shy of 4 hours. Actually, right about 4 hours, right?
Yeah. 5 more minutes. We're there. Yep. So appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
And we will be back, and hopefully we'll have some more news to talk about. We just want something to happen, something positive, so we can get this team back in the right direction. So,
or really, this one just news. What's the direction? GM and head coach. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's put them together and let's get it.
Let's get the team going, and let's go a direction and stay the course.
Yeah, Raider Nation for life. We'll see you next time,
Raider
guys.
Nation, salute, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah.